If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And this is what we're doing today. That's right. I don't know why I'm starting to do this thing. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. I've seen other people. It's kind of fun. You point at things on the screen. Whatever. It's the Wheel of Time After Show, Season 3, Episode 6. Breakdown. We used to call this like the After Show Part 2. And Honest and I were like, we should probably give it like a separate name so it's not like another after show. So that's right. This is the breakdown, which is different from the after show. I mean, it's a lot going to be similar because we're going to talk about the same stuff. But what's going to be different is we have two wonderful guests, and they are different guests than we had earlier today. So let me welcome to the Dusty Wheel, Kevin and Kat. How you doing?
Hey!
Love it. Love it. By the way,
I don't think you could have chosen two better people for this episode, honestly.
I know.
I could not have. I could not have. I think I saw reading the pattern was like, did you know? Did you know before you made these invitations? And I like to tell reading the pattern, no, I just don't ask people to be guests until like under 24 hours. And so it just looks like we're planning ahead in like some cool way. Not. Mm-hmm. But because of that, I'm able to kind of just reach out to guests that I think would have a lot of fun doing the stuff. So, sorry. No, I didn't ignore that. Like Innkeeper, like you said, we totally planned this. So yes, we totally planned this. It has nothing to do with, it has nothing to do with the craziness. This has been crazy. The last 4 weeks have been nuts.
My God.
4 weeks?
My goodness.
I mean, you're right. The last like 9 to 10 weeks, but I'm just saying these 4 weeks have been insane. So.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of love. By the way, Kevin is alive. Question mark. Kevin, are you alive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Barely,
that's what we all thought.
barely.
That's what we all thought.
Yeah,
proof of life. That's what I was doing for you, Kieran. I was creating proof of life for everyone out there. Kevin is alive. Kevin is alive. And AC said, please tell me you got an interview with Le Costa. We need to discuss this mess. She's going, man, I wish I could tell you that.
My God.
Like, Kat, you
My
wish
goodness.
you wish you could tell us all that, right?
Are you kidding?
Man, I mean, should we just like jump into it? Like, Kira, AC just said this, and I kind of feel like, oh, that scene is like crazy. Should we just jump in? Do we just want to jump in? Yeah. Okay.
We may as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's start this here. I'm gonna try to put us up on screen, and then I might like adjust people because whatever is kind of how this works. Let me press play on this, and
United States.
as we
Watch
go,
where Leandrin goes next.
and there we are.
Oh, sorry. We don't need anything. Thank you. But I do.
Oh, nice.
Come here by the light. I can see you both clearly.
Come here by the light. By the way, a lot of people watching this going, it is really dark. Please come by the light so we can see.
Please.
No more than girls. And very trained. Strong though, both of you. You especially. You've blocked yourself. Why?
I'm afraid of it. My power. All that power. I hate it, I think.
Oh my gosh. That's the craziest.
In my time, we would have beaten that out of you.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So that is
It's so good. It's better than I could have ever imagined. It's just so good.
The craziest, like when she holds their hands and they giggle, but they kind of giggle like she giggles. Like they're all, and it's like creepy when she does it. When all three of them are giggling, you're just like,
Oh my god. It's so unsettling. Like it just the way that she walks in and they're like, "Oh, we don't need anything." She's like, "Oh, but I do."
But I do.
And just like you can feel like it just oh, it's so creepy. It's so good.
Kevin, what did this one do to you when you watched it?
So it was I definitely felt like if I had actually filmed it, a few people were like, Kevin, you should film a reaction for this one. I was like, sure, I'll do that, and then I forgot, of course, in the moment. But then, of course, while I was watching, I was like, if I did a reaction, I would just look like Nynaeve and Elayne, just like
Yeah.
the whole damn time, because
Yeah.
it is. I think there's so many subtle parts of it that I thought was so smart because it was a great way to like get internal dialogue stuff out of the head. Great little moment for that, but also like the subtle like ways that like when the mask fell for Moghedien and like I feel like she was getting so annoyed at Elayne. Like she did not like Elayne at all. But Nynaeve, there's something there for sure. Like Elayne felt like she was intruding on a moment for sure.
Elayne was the third wheel. Elayne was
Yeah.
the third wheel. She was third wheeling. And Moghedien was like, "You're still here?" What?
Yeah, like oh.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, let's pause for a second. Yes, Mira, good question. Sometimes I just like jump right in or forget this answer to this question. From a spoiler perspective, and this is for my mods, we've done this recently, and I think we're going to hold to this. Like for the first, we're kind of already 15 minutes in. For the first hour, we're going to go spoilers through book 5 and spoilers through episode 6. So we do talk, and we're gonna bring some things in. I'm gonna post some quotes here. So like book 5 and episode 6. We don't want to go into episode 7. If you've seen the trailer for that, please don't talk about it. But we will be talking some book knowledge. And then after an hour, we'll go full book spoilers. But that's kind of been the way we've kind of gone about it because it's really hard. Like we do sometimes try when we have guests that are like show only, do like only show. But yeah, that's kind of for you, Mira. I don't know if that helps or not, if your husband is only show. But we will be talking about some book things, but we won't spoil late arcs, if that makes sense. We'll be talking about what they've adapted. And speaking of that, let me show you the first quote that I had to pull this. Like, I think it was something maybe, Kat, you had written, and I was like, I got to go home. I'm not sure if this is the one or one later. I pulled a couple. But if you remember exactly what was said, about what I have come to expect, the woman said, little more than girls and obviously not close to half-trained. Strong, though, strong enough to be more than troublesome. Especially you, she fixed Nynaeve with her eyes. You might become something one day, but you've blocked yourself, haven't you? We would have had that out of you, though you howled for it. Nynaeve still had that tight hold on her braids, but her face went from a pleased, girlish smile at praise to a shame-lipped trembling. I am sorry I blocked myself, she almost whimpered. I'm afraid of it. All that power, the one power. How can I? Anyway, like I was like,
Damn.
yeah, like
It's
really
so well
like
done.
caught that, like caught the energy of that moment so well. Like, in fact, I went back and read the scene, and obviously they're trying to accomplish, you know, not exactly the same things or exactly the same moments for exactly the same reasons, but like I love what they've done here. They sat in this scene and they just gave us so much. They just gave us so much. Like I was just like, oh, I like this Quicksilver. I mean, I need a hug, but that badly.
Yeah.
Who wants Mogi to hug them? Nice quote there. Good poll there. And for those of you, 214 votes that are our favorite moment in episode 6. All of the above did take 35%. We had Nynaeve, Elayne, and Moghedien, Hills of Tanchico, and Samael Attack, and the Aftermath. We're gonna be jumping back and forth in different parts of the episode. We're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna try not to make this episode about Shaquille O'Neal.
It's gonna be hard.
That was last
So,
night.
I saw
That was
that.
last night.
I saw that on the timeline. Can you? You know, with the 3 a.m. drop, I basically do like a cold turkey social media freeze from like 10 p.m. my time until like 4 or 5 p.m. the next day, and I only caught that in passing. Just for others like me, what happened with Shaq?
Okay, so I think this is something you watch, right? This is like a show don't tell situation. So we're not going to make the show all about Shaq. But for those of you that might have missed this, I think this is reasonable. So we're giving you context of what happened last night in anticipation of the episode. We had Tori and Dr. S from Tori Talks TV as our show-only guests. And in the midst of like at the end of the interview, something happened. And if you missed it, or even if you saw it, this is pretty wonderful. And so enjoy. Sangria is better. So I think you should just stick to Sangria. Knuckles Mustache said Sangria is awesome. And Shaq said they're the best. So there you go.
No, that is Shaq. My husband works for Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? You're like, that's like Shaq's account?
Yes.
I'm just gonna leave the
Shaq
comment
is
up.
not watching the Dusty Wheel. That's not happening.
I'm gonna leave that comment the whole night. Like, that's
Make a new like ad for the show. With
yeah.
ad on there.
Yeah, without context. Hold on one second. There we go. Now I have like a recording of like they're the best. We can just like we'll just put something up on the screen. That's so cool. They are the best to your husband, and I did notice like quickly just go. So that was the moment. So anyway, like
Oh my god.
that was crazy.
If I did a live reaction to the episode, that would have been most of my face for it because I was.
That's wild.
That was
it's so funny.
It was wild. It was wild. The amount of stuff that came out. Shaq watched the Dusty Wheel last night.
Yeah.
Now I want Shaq to be by heel. Shaq is the new Lanfear. Oh my gosh! If you go back and watch it, like I think it was the first after show where we brought this up and talked about it. Man, I almost lost it. The chat in the chat last night at 2 a.m. in the morning. I had to mute myself because I was like doing ridiculous like there were noises coming out of my mouth that were just like it was so embarrassing. I was like mute because of the stuff that people were doing. So
I mean, fair.
Yeah. So fun times.
I love laughing. And I need that.
I mean, laughing's good.
Mm-hmm.
So what I thought was about that moment, obviously she brings them up, and they have this really maternal interaction. Like it's like, I think I called her like Den Mom Mogi, you know, like she has this like, she's almost like wearing like a vest that I'm like, is she like in the Girl Scouts program? And kind of like there's like it was like, God. This is so like den mother kind of thing. It was I mean, like the creepiest, most manipulative
cult leader,
den
mother.
Yes, exactly.
So I want to keep playing this as it goes, because it's just like this is for me the top two scenes from like this episode, and this is one of my top scenes from the whole series. I don't know if you both agree with that, but oh my gosh!
Easily. It's so well done. It's so well done.
So here we go. We're gonna keep going here.
It serves me for the time being. Come, sit.
I like how they're kind of in sync as they move.
Are there any other Aes Sedai with you? It's just us. We're not Aes Sedai. We're accepted.
There was no one else that Emmeline could trust to find Leandrin and the Black Archer.
And what have you found out so far? Their names? Their names? Ispan Shafar, Jian Kaida, Naomi. I know their names. Do you know what they're looking for?
I like how she used a little bit of pain there to get her to shut up, you know?
A Shonjan collar. But this one is for a man. The Dragon Reborn, we think. We can't let our collar around.
No. Do you know where it is? No. The dragon.
The dragon.
But we'd tell you if we did.
Yes. Yeah. Have you found out anything else about this bracelet or collar?
The pride in that is so good.
Today.
Did you? Clever girl.
Oh my god. Gosh.
Clever girls.
She pulled Elayne's hair. Yeah, she's just like. What's so interesting about it is the way that Leia Costa does this. Like, right? She doesn't have to whisper. Like they're compelled. Like you should be like, you know, like, what show is it from? Is it from Princess Bride? Where it's just like he goes like, weird. Like he changes his voice. He like kind of clears his throat, and then his voice changes. Like Like I just want us to get like Moghedien, but like clear the voice and like give us like, but it's like whispered just the entire time.
Yeah.
Like it's so, but staying in character, even though she's compelled them, and kind of in this like babyish way of getting information from them. It's so good. It's so gross.
And the way that she's like as Elayne excitedly starts to tell the names of the sisters that they found, and she's like, I already know that. And you can see her get like frustrated. And then she kind of like pulls herself back. She's like, okay, let's get back into it. Like, you know, it's so, oh my God. And Zoe Robin's face, like the face during this whole, like, both of them are incredible. Everyone in this scene is incredible, but Zoe Robin's especially, it's so, because Nynaeve doesn't giggle. Nynaeve, this is so not Nynaeve's character at all. And it's so, that's what makes it so unsettling. Like she's absolutely delighted to give this person everything that she knows, and she's giggling doing it.
It's that's true. It's like Alex Altex Alex said, Nynaeve's face isn't meant for that expression of utter adoration.
No,
it's
unnatural.
Yeah.
Seeing Nynaeve express that much joy. Oh, it's so good. We've never seen Nynaeve giggly, which if you think about just all the seasons up until now, right? In this moment, it hits so much because it's such an aberration, right? Like, it wouldn't be as remarkable if it wasn't just like Nynaeve is not this person. And like, because Elayne is So like her giggling, like as in it doesn't feel so. I mean, her smile is maybe a little bit more kind of big, you know, manic or whatever. But like you're used to kind of just seeing her have a good time and giggling or whatever. For Nynaeve, it's just so weird.
It's so out of character. It's completely out of character for her.
Mogi has creepy anime girl vibes.
Yeah.
It's a good contrast though with Nynaeve actually letting loose for real and then having this fake letting loose scene almost where it's like you can see what Nynaeve's genuine happiness looks like in like 2 scenes prior, and then you have this one where it's like, oh
yeah. And you just know, like, Nynaeve after this, she's gonna be like, the one time that I let loose, this happens, never again.
I love by the way, about 200 of you vote on this. Who wants Mogi to hug them? Weird. 74% of you did not. But what's even weirder is that 26% of you said, please hold me.
Yeah. Wow. It's I'm sorry, it's unfortunately the Sapphics. The Sapphics have taken hold of the poll. I'm sorry for us.
Me.
You're like
plus Kevin, yes.
Yeah. I like to roll with the Sapphics, you know.
They're asking me to go back to where she tugs on her hair. I'm gonna, if you can give me an exact timestamp, I'm going to 50:41. Let me see if I can find this moment.
Have you found out so far?
Oh yeah, I think this is it.
Their names. Their name is Shyenne, Shyenne, Nynaeve. I know their names.
Oh yeah.
You know what they're looking for. That's right. A yank.
Oh, and then it goes back. You know, you're right. You're right. The little bit of the pain almost pulls her out of that kind of like her brain is. You know, Elayne's fighting it too, and connects with that kind of like disappointment and like.
Do you know where it is?
But then it kind of creeps back up. Her voice kind of goes back.
But we'd tell you if we did. Yes.
Yes, that's a good point. It does. It. I don't know that it was like necessarily pulls her out completely out of compulsion, but definitely pulled her face down to like. And then she kind of just like lifted back up. Oh, so well crafted. Amy's, good point. Thank you very much for pointing that out. I saw this comment from Finn's. Yeah, this season is honestly what we've all hoped for when they announced the show. Yeah, like the way, like it's growing into it. Like, well, for me, last season was all that I'd ever hoped for with Lanfear.
Yeah,
but I understand some of you weren't there. You know, some of your favorites didn't get maybe as much attention. But yeah, like the growing kind of maturity of the production, the growing maturity of just the story that they're telling, right? It's just like anything, like book 1 to book 4. From a reading perspective, completely different. It's like a story that's beginning, and then it's kind of a more mature story, and the characters have like grown up. And so the writing can actually, they can go more places with those characters. They can go into some depth that at the beginning it just wasn't possible. You didn't know these characters as well. So yeah, we're finally getting into the books that we love and the parts of the stories that we love. Oh man, I'm so glad they kept Raimi keeping this. I mean,
oh yeah,
they don't show us everything, right? So I guess they could have cut this, but it'd been crazy.
It would have been crazy because it's so good. It's such a foundational moment, I think, for Nynaeve's arc in general. Like it's this sort of rivalry, I don't know what you call it, this sort of dynamic that's introduced in this episode it's so key to Nynaeve as a character and the way that she, you know, kind of navigates from here. And so I think you kind of have to leave it in. Like it's, you know, I can't imagine, and I admit I'm biased. So sure. I want all things Nynaeve kept in, but it just makes so much sense why they would keep it in. And also, like, I mean, look what we got. It's fantastic.
By the way, I'm throwing out this poll. Most unsettling face. Great poll suggestion this episode. Nynaeve, Rand, Moghedien. Is there anyone else that you feel like has the most unsettled face?
Unsettled.
Or do you think those three are kind of our unsettled? I mean, I could throw Elayne in there in the sense of this. She's part of this moment.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. Oh, maybe, did we say Egwene? Egwene had, during the conversation with Rand, had a good...
Oh, okay,
well,
yeah.
That's
fair.
More angry, I guess.
But... Oh, Elfwitch said Leandrin. Leandrin and her we'll throw Leandrin. We already know that. I feel bad throwing this fourth one in because it's like you're not going to beat the others. But here you go. There's good luck. Good luck on taking on Nynaeve, Rand, and Moghedien in this poll. Young Leandrin. Oh, I didn't think about it that way. I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is actually, if you're thinking about it, if I put young Leandrin, that probably would be.
Yeah, that would
Be
do it.
fighting for this poll. I'm seeing a lot of people. They're talking about other pieces. Yeah, I guess this is the wild part about this scene is there's so much going on. Somebody even said, which I need to go back and check now, is that it gets darker when she walks in. So I need to go back and look at that scene.
In the same way it does with Lanfear, yeah.
With Lanfear,
Really?
yes.
Oh man.
Yep, same exact way, yeah.
Yeah, I need to go back and see that, and then like what she wants from them, just like like you said, Nynaeve had kind of like taken a break, So this moment for her is going to be really not great, Again, that kind of moment of like needing to control the situation. Okay, we're gonna go back into this episode. I mean, this scene because it's not even. There's so much to go here. Still,
Have you
everybody.
found out anything
Okay,
else about
here we
this
go.
bracelet or corner?
Her look is just
We
so good.
found the second bracelet today.
Did you? Clever girl. Go on, fetch it for me.
She's like, do I have to tell you? Come on, we're friends.
Yep.
She hates her so much. She
And
does
she
not
does.
want to.
She's like, why
Don't
is she
look
still
down.
here? Oh,
I love this.
the music change. Oh,
You're fighting me. You should be proud. You did what the Black Aisha could not. Now, Ravin wants you dead. My grey men have tried twice and missed, but I like it when he doesn't get what he wants.
I realized I had to take a quick text from my son there, and so I mean I didn't stop us where we needed to stop was in that moment. Kevin, did that surprise you that they kind of pulled that? They kind of showed a little bit behind Nynaeve's eyes there, right? And where she kind of like held it back from her. Like,
Yeah.
did you anticipate that they might
interesting.
try something like that? And like when she told her to go get it, were you like, is she just going to give it to her? Or did that kind of, were you just happy to see it? Like, what were your thoughts as you saw that?
It felt interesting because you could tell that like they were trying to convey that the gears in her head are turning. She like her brain's rationally trying to figure out this isn't quite right, but I don't know why. And it's searching for an answer or anything. And when in doubt, Two Rivers stubbornness, is the crux of this story.
Yes.
And that's really what it's all about. Elayne doesn't quite get it. She's from Andor. That's not really Two Rivers country, no matter what she says or the maps. But it's a testament to her resilience, but it's also showing like when we see other examples of compulsion in the future, will we see similar types of resistance trying to be displayed? Like if we see more of Morghese and Ravin, like is this laying foundation for people who are incredibly strong-willed and stubborn can actively fight it in the moment, but it's not always a one-to-one kind of fight type thing. It's there's some nuance to it. So like you would have never guessed Elayne was compelled in the Ravin scene, but there's no question that they both are in this scene. So it's a description of subtlety almost.
Oh, interesting. No, that's a good point.
yeah.
It's a good point that they're showing us different versions of it, and that the Forsaken use it differently. And when can you detect when it's always being used? Right?
Yeah.
It's just like in the books. I'm like, we're not at full book spoilers here. So I'm trying to think of like, I think I can talk about this one. It's just like, for example, I'll stay pretty broad on this one. Just like Lanfear. Obviously, there's some kind of metaphysical component to her what you could refer to as compulsion from her, in the fact that Loyal is even like man, she's a good-looking woman.
Yeah.
and I'm not attracted
I play Maiden's Kiss with her, you know?
Yes.
It's like there's we know from just kind of studying the topic that there's something kind of a component, that metaphysical aspect to that compulsion, right? That like, and then Raven is like his is different, and then here Moghedien's is different. Yeah, so each one. I mean, Grendel. If we ever get Grendel,
I cannot. Oh my god. That's going to be very interesting. Like that's a really good point though, because like with Raven, you can see, like when I went back and watched his scenes, there's like a split second where people are like there's sort of a pause, and then it's like, oh, it clicks in, and they're like, oh yes, I know you, I know how to respond and everything like that. And Moghedien's version of it is very different, obviously. And I think the way that she is handling both of them, because she says at the very beginning, she knows that they're powerful. She feels how powerful they are. And so I imagine that she is being maybe a little bit more cautious in the way that she speaks to them than she normally would be. And even that is not completely, it's almost not enough, because Nynaeve, like you see that beat, and it's like you said, Kevin, it's that Two Rivers stubbornness. She is fighting it, and it's enough for Moghedien to be like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not used to this. It's so well done, and just like the change, like sort of the beat that drops, like the musically, that it's where you see Nynaeve actively resisting it. It's so well done.
The amount of times that the VFX team is like taking out people from here, whether or not it's like drilling into their forehead. It's like this season is all about the forehead and weaves of the one power going through it. Like there's so many instances, like whether or not it's being shot and killed there, whether that's like you think of Adelaus and Varen, you think of Naomi, you write this Moghedien scene. They're having a lot of fun, like taking weaves and showing just how much like this is a mental, right? Like there's like it's so, not even just like, you see the physical aspect of like throwing somebody across a room or like a fireball, but no, like the one power is something that can get into the mind itself. And I like that they're insinuating this because of what we also see happening in with Rand, right? So, it's like, how is the one power affecting people's minds, and how can it be used to weave to, change them, or like, creating an adoration weave or whatever it is. So, like the bullet holes, if you will. Robert said, last season, heads just blew up. Look, every season, the weaves are getting a little bit more finessed. Before it was just like, get rid of it. But boots and windows are out, forehead holes are in. Exactly. Okay, I want to go back and watch that that moment as she pulls it away. But I pulled a quote because I think it was this quote I pulled. Kat, I think this is the second quote that I'll mention here, and that has to do with something in the books that does not happen here, but I believe they're insinuating it with what Moghedien says to Nynaeve. So let's see if we can finish off the scene. We're just going to stay here for like an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
You should be proud. You did what the Black Aisha could not. Now,
I like how that has a double meaning. The Black Aisha could not find it, but they also could not stop her or fight her when she compelled them.
You've both proven yourselves to be very useful to me tonight. Maybe I'll come back. See you again.
That would make us very happy.
Yeah. You let me do whatever I want.
I
Obey
love the
my
double meaning on that too.
every command. Good girl.
Does this bring a certain footstool to mind for you, Kat? Because it does for me.
Yeah, just a little bit. A little bit.
You'll remember nothing that happened here.
Okay, I want to talk about but go ahead, Kevin. Yeah, I don't know if you were going to share something there.
It's you have to keep me honest with book spoilers, so I'll just be vague for the sake of it. There is a threat that Moghedien makes to someone that she will make them effectively her footstool to get onto her horse.
Yes.
And,
no. So, by the way, that is definitely. So here we go.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Yes,
you were there, and I were all ready for that one. Yes, right. Like that was. You will be a horse every time I bring you here. You will have your own saddle and bridle, and I will even braid your mane. Nynaeve's braid jerked almost out of her scalp. You will remember who you are even then, of course. I think I will enjoy our rides, though you may not. Moghedien took a deep breath, and her dress darkened to something that glistened in the pale light. Nynaeve could not be sure, but she thought it might be the color of wet blood. Yes. By the way, they're like, is that book 5? I can't remember exactly, but it's like somewhere in the mix, and that doesn't like...
That's why I was vague.
It's not too much of a spoiler in that way, I don't think. Beyond the fact that you, for people that contextually understand it, that's why they're including. That has to be why that's included. I'm going to come back and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah,
like
you're going to let me do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, I feel like they're like kind of pulling that together from that quote, and so I that one like totally hit me. Like as soon as it hit you too, you too, but. Going along with that, she says to her, would you like me to come back? And she says, I do. Which, again, I love that because it alludes to, like, we all are thinking, yes, we do want you to come back. We want you to come back in the future. We want to see more of this back and forth. Rapunzel. Nynaeve. That was good.
Perfect. Excellent.
Oh my gosh. Amy said, who knew that Nynaeve had a praise kink?
Yeah. I mean, there it is.
We learn something new about ourselves every day.
Hashtag Nynaeve
every day
needs to be a thing. Hashtag Nynaeve. Let me go to the poll here. Most unsettling face this episode in the last 12 minutes. 230 of you vote on this. This is between Nynaeve, Rand, and Moghedien and Leandrin. It's really split between Nynaeve, Rand, and Moghedien, but Moghedien still takes this one. Wow. That's how much we dig.
That tracks. That tracks. I feel like she earned that. She earned it. Yeah.
Absolutely. People are having fun with bringing up that quote. Yeah, those two quotes with the Nynaeve and Moghedien thing to me are just like so well done. Was there anything else about that? I know we've spent, honestly, the right amount of time on that scene. That scene is epic in my mind. Like there's scenes that can just make an episode, and this episode has at least 3 or 4 of those where you're just like, yeah, like there's other cool stuff that happened. Like there's like so many iconic scenes, like the Lanfear and Leandrin one. We'll talk about that because somebody asked, like, there's like a little theory that like who's hiding in the shadows in that one. Like that's a great scene, but and so you're like, oh yeah, there's like great scenes throughout, but there's just some iconic ones that will make you come back and watch this. That scene will make me come back and watch episode 6 over and over again. So, fantastic job. Okay, so I do want to jump to that one, and then we're going to tackle one that Kevin, I don't know, you might have seen it, and I think you might appreciate it. It's
once or twice, and
we'll see. Yeah, once or twice. So I didn't notice it the first time. Not a shock, as you all well know. If you ever watch us do a live watch, I'm often watching chat and all sorts of things. And not watching every single scene. So I missed this. So here you go. After this creepy moment with the Shamel there. That was wild. I like how it's like either Tel'aran'rhiod or just really late at night. Right there. I totally missed that. Totally missed that off to the side. Like there's somebody there, right?
When I watch episodes, I try to resist pausing anything. I try to just do the one watch through all the way. I had to pause it immediately at this part. I took a screenshot and I tried to brighten it. I couldn't see, but
Oh,
Now, at first, people threw out some ideas. Maybe this was like a gray man, or maybe this was Moghedien. But so I kind of zoomed in, and
So here you are.
I think it's important to see Lanfear. So look at Lanfear's outfit here. And so I pulled. It's really hard to like when it's so dark in a corner like that. Just brightening it up doesn't really help if it's like also. And it depends on if they used VFX to do it versus like actually having somebody there. So we'll do some zooming in here because that's what we do.
enhance.
So it's really hard to tell. Like there's kind of an outline of a face and a shoulder right here, but it's like that's about all we. It's like, is that a ghost? But it's this shoulder here and the arm being kind of white that convinces me that that is like Lanfear sees her, and then Lanfear takes a higher position than her to look down on her in the tree.
maybe, yeah.
So I believe this is Lanfear, but again, you're not going to get much. You can kind of see just because of the darkness. Again, if they did this with VFX, it's like when I started kind of messing with the photo, there wasn't much to isolate whatever this figure is. So, not enough to prove it either way, but I think it makes sense to be Lanfear. But they can kind of play with that. They can do things. They could say somebody else was there. What do you think, Kat?
I mean, I think that's the fun of the paranoia of it all, right? Because we don't know who it is. It could be multiple people. It could be Lanfear, it could be Moghedien, it could be a character hasn't been, like, for all we know, hasn't been introduced yet in this season. There are so many options for it, and that's kind of what I'm appreciating this season with like the world of dreams being explored more, with compulsion being explored more, is like, what can you trust? Can you trust what you see? Can you trust what people are saying? Because we're finding out all of these different things are possible. And then it's like, well, oh, can I trust anyone? And the answer is maybe not. Kind of not, because who knows? It could be a lot of, I don't think we'll probably never figure it out, but I'm okay with that, because that adds to the sort of tension, I think, of the scene.
By the way, somebody's saying that like they pointed out that maybe it's Birgitte.
Oh.
I was like watching The Forsaken, like one of the heroes, and I was like, okay, I'm in.
Sure.
Yeah, they've made unreliable narration into a version on the TV show that is really interesting, though. I think that's incredible, like the way they started to pull that off. Yeah, you can't trust what you see anymore.
Yeah, like the Finn said, Dusty Wheel, it's Matt Hatch waiting for Lanfear. It's possible.
There you go.
Matt, I think what you're calling a face is just the gap in the columns.
No, it's there,
like,
Alex.
I understand. There
I
was.
think
tried
it's
to.
a face.
I could not get much more. Could not get much more out of that one. Lanfear has too much
Moghedien wears
confidence
gray
to arrive
too, right?
peaking. That's right. What'd you say?
Moghedien wears gray too, right? Like her outfit
Dark gray.
in Tars, it's like a darker gray, like the
Yeah.
sleeve maybe.
Yeah.
Because she has that weird like half of like
And they're talking about the other. This could be alluding to some of the other Forsaken, right? Like spying on each other. We know Moghedien was spying on Lanfear before. You could be bringing. This could be basically they could be alluding to any of the other Forsaken that are out, kind of watching each other like they do. So, it's that one I had to kind of cover there. I threw up a poll here so far. 120 of you have voted on this. It's just been out there for a minute, and no one thinks it's a gray man, but it's split between Lanfear, Moghedien, and other, which would include, of course, Birgitte. So
yeah, gray man wouldn't be in Tar. I mean, it's they don't have a soul.
Probably
How can
not.
you dream if you don't have a soul? You know.
Oh, good point.
a good point.
Teleron you're right. Kind of gray man in that.
It's a good point.
I forgot that we were in Teleron in this moment. Although they're really messing. We'll have to go back and break this down later. Like personal dreams and then Teleron and the amount of like control and interactions in personal dreams, and like you're like, did they dream themselves into Tel'aran'rhiod and that's where they're at? Did she enter their dream and they're just happen to like have a really good consciousness of where things are at? Anyways, I was like, I need to go back and dig into the books. They're having fun with it, and I don't mind them.
They stole a lot of Dream
World.
Ter'angreal, though, if you remember that much. They stole like a ton of Dream Ter'angreal to enter the dream and as they go to sleep without being a dreamer. So that's probably at the very least why.
Did they say that they took a lot of the Dream Ter'angreal?
Well, the spiral disc was one. That was one from the show, from the show and from the books. And I think the alabaster woman was one as well. I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So like even having some of, I guess another option could have been like the Black Aja are out there. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a good suggestion. Next time we'll have to throw that in there for that poll. Obviously, we tackled Moghedien here. We got to see a little bit of like Lanfear and Leandrin. Kevin, is there a scene that you found particularly interesting and you'd like to, spend some time digging into it from episode 6?
Yeah, there was this scene in a bar, and tell me if you've heard this one before.
Okay.
So Mat walks in.
Yeah.
He's flirting it up pretty well.
Yeah.
Elayne is fully immersed in a character, very Mat-esque almost, very Mat-esque in her character immersion. I was very proud of that in that regard.
Is Mat flirting with a gentleman in a hat? Is that what's happening? Yeah.
I would say that scene is that scene. The subtle aspect of that scene is Mat getting lucky, and I don't mean in the way you think I mean. I mean a little bit of Taviran luck going on. But also maybe the other part. We don't know what happened after. Cut to black.
Did you like that kind of intro where and maybe I'm just like, well, let's open the scene up here. Other than like having faint, it's back.
What's a man to do to get a peek behind that veil?
The best secret to reveal is the face behind a lady's veil.
The most deadly is that an illuminator's spark.
I bet the river under her that you don't know a thing about getting a woman to take off her veil.
You speak like a true Terrabona.
Why wouldn't I? Hailing from the Calpenna as I do.
Such a nerd.
This is the right piece for me, but have you got any jewel? Like a little collar to match that bracelet I told you about. Something about here.
For you or a lady friend?
Oh, like, this would be for a man. A big, strong man such as myself. A little silver number. I'll tell you what, I will give you a taste of this if you can find me something like that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So I didn't notice this before. So when Mat said, I'll give you a taste of this, the coin that he has, are they trying to allude to the fact that he has been gambling and winning?
I think so, yes.
And so he's attracting the attention of people that are like, hey, how can I help you? Like that didn't like hit me before. Like he's just like, you could have some of this if you help me out, and maybe he's been lucky because I know Rafe mention something about like we might start seeing, alluding to Mat's luck. I didn't know what it was. Is that what Kevin? Did you always like pinned into that? Like this is what they're trying to do with Mat's luck, or did you see it differently?
I had a feeling that the first time I was like, oh, he has money, but I was like, Mat never has money, and Nynaeve is so tight with that purse that if he has money, it's money he's made, and that every time we've seen him gambling on screen, every single time he loses, no matter what, and it's just building up this moment for us to finally see him winning. So anytime I see him in a situation where he could be gambling, I'm like, is this the time? Are we going to see him win? And we see winnings, but I think it's also he's getting to talk to the right people. The right people are coming to him that could help him. And it's a good subtle reminder that the effects of tavern are alive and well, even if we don't hear the name of it very often. It's something that the effects of it, I would love to be able to pin down Rafe on this and, go through a list of moments like, hey, was this a tavern thing? Because I don't think there's a musical cue yet that I've picked up on yet. But like I write down little moments where I'm like, this feels like a tavern moment. And this is one of them. And obviously it loops back around when he shows up with the bracer. So I didn't expect specifically for it to manifest like this, but it's just nice to see Mat kind of in his element, almost kind of controlling the situation.
I love this one. Anthony said, "Laugh out loud. If he wanted a man, he sure could." Was a callback to season 1.
Yes. Yeah. Mat has his collarbone on display. He's like,
oh yeah. By the way,
he's ready for anything.
Time.
Look where I stopped this, and I did not notice that this is what Thom, because this is the first line it looks like to the song that Thom's singing, and I did not notice this. It just stopped right here. I said to swear their oaths for the Horn of Valir. I was like, oh shoot, that's pretty good. Matt pulling that shirt, like giving us some deep cleavage there, and then hearing Thom. That I don't know if that's the first line, but that's just where it stopped. So I never noticed that. Did you notice that before, either of you? That it began that way. Kevin's
only because I have subtitles on, and I'm always watching that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, it was almost like a reverse of when Rand overheard Mat through the din of Kyrian, and he hears Thom, happen through the the throng of everybody in the bar and everybody outside. He just hears this voice. He's like, I only know one gravelly singer like that in all of in all of the Westlands.
I'm going to end this poll here. About 200 of you voted on this. Who was watching Leandrin in the dream in that previous spot? Lanfear did take 37% of that. And drink out there if you're waiting for me to say Lanfear again. I didn't realize that. I don't know how this has not been a drinking game at this point, but
a potentially dangerous game.
Yeah, I mean around here for sure. So I want to ask this question: Is Mat's luck manifesting with him winning at gambling? And yes or no? Yeah, like really fun. I mean, it's just a fun moment here.
Yeah.
Why don't we, let's keep going. 111. What's that?
He just couldn't finish the sentence. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
The horn of our salvation.
Mountains stand guard, and the dead shall be warned, for the grave is no bar to my call.
I don't know why I didn't notice the
For the grave is no bar to my call.
Come on! Bloody Merrilin?
No.
I forgot that he finally used bloody. Has he used bloody yet? Is that the first bloody that we got?
How could I forget?
I think
He left me for death.
I think he had one last season.
Did he?
Maybe.
God,
no.
Look at you. You look great.
Oh. Whatever you and your red-headed friend are wrapped up in, I want nothing to do with it. It already cost me too much. Yeah?
Well, so correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like a spitting image of Robert Jordan's own wide-brimmed hat, does it not? Like that hat.
Uncanny. Yeah.
Let's see.
It looks so much like it.
Uncanny.
Oh yeah, we should go. Okay, have you done?
Yeah.
You haven't. I'm surprised you haven't done like a.
I'm
waiting,
waiting,
Kevin. I'm waiting.
This is all too
I'm
fresh.
waiting.
It's too fast. I haven't had time to catch up yet. But yeah, he
I
does
know,
look.
right?
He's
Yeah.
giving. He's giving. Robert
He's
Jordan.
giving Robert Jordan.
Do you believe that this hat is going to become Matt's hat?
Yeah.
Like, is this the hat?
I love it.
This is the Mat hat, I think.
I want. What did it?
If it's
cost
not the one
him?
from his admirer, you know.
That's a good point. He says it cost him so much already. When Thom says that to him, do you think they're making a call out to something we would understand, or they're alluding to something we would know from a book perspective, but they're just something we'll kind of connect with later?
I wonder if he has a limp. Do we notice if he has a limp?
I think we.
That's what I was trying to pay
wondered,
attention to.
but I don't think we saw a limp yet. So yeah, that's a really good question. Like, is it the limp? Will we see that later? Tom's hat's gonna be Matt's hat. I bet Mat wins that hat from Thom with a bet of some type. Oh, I like that.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the price Thom paid. Yeah. Hat or hat ain't. There you go. Okay, we'll do it. 170 have voted on this in the last 2 minutes. Is Matt's luck manifesting with him winning at gambling? 92% believe this is the sign out there. So if that was Raimi, nice job if you threw that in there, or if that was just like a production, decision or whatever, whoever the show kind of, you pulled us in there in that kind of like Matt's luck moment, which it's good to see. It was good to see. Is the hat Thom is wearing going to become Matt's hat? Yes or no out there? Oh, sorry. Hat. I if I had done yes or no, I would have stopped that poll. Hat ain't. Or it should be haint or hat ain't.
Or hant.
Hant.
Hant?
Yeah, like hant, like hey, HAN apostrophe T.
Hant.
Like
Okay.
or
Hant. HAIN. Haint. But it was more like it ain't or it is. Like
I kind of like hataint.
Hataint.
Yeah.
Oh, because a little hataint.
Yeah.
Little
Hataint.
taint in there. Start. Matt Hatter. Thom was like, "Oh no, not you again." I was
It
like,
was
"Why
so
is?"
good.
I was like, "Why is Grace all like? I don't like any of this." Oh, I know why. A lot of Thom Moghedien coming into the chat.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I see.
I've seen that. It's a fun show theory.
Wait, he is finally dressed like a gleeman. That's the price he had to pay. Going back, living as a gleeman.
That's right.
A bad coat.
A bad coat.
A real loud coat.
Dark one's hataint. It reminds me of when Andy Scrace, from the VFX supervisor on the show, he said he called it the corruption.
Yeah,
I was like,
I noticed that as well.
Corruption?
Come on.
Is it the corruption? I don't know.
Or is it the taint?
Man, they just need to get over it already. We're three.
Oily taint.
Like I feel like we are 3 seasons in. This is when you introduce the taint, right?
Let's do it.
Maybe they're waiting for season 4. Maybe that'll be the moment, as Rand is channeling more often, we get like Rand starts calling it the taint, and everyone's like, "Okay, that's an okay word."
You just got to say it a lot, and then people get used to it. It's fine.
Yeah, Dark One's perennium just doesn't have the right,
No, it doesn't.
That's right.
It doesn't.
Exactly.
I mean, I think let's see if we see anything like that. You could see of a limp here as he comes up to him. So here you go, everybody. We'll see if we can detect a limp in this scene, and then we'll jump to the next one where we'll see more of this.
Come on! Oh, bloody Merrilin!
No.
No, Tom, wait. It's me, remember. Matt Coulson. Come on, you remember.
How could I forget? You left me for dead fighting a bloody fate.
Yes.
How could I
that
forget
was
the
me,
man who
man.
could not
You're
forget
right.
or whatever? I like
God, look at you. You look great.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Whatever you and your red-headed friend are wrapped up in, I want nothing to do with it. It already cost me too much. Yeah?
Tom, wait.
Yeah, that didn't look like a limp.
Oh my God, what was it that you taught me? The best life lessons they often.
Oh,
cost
hang
the
on.
most.
Oh no, maybe not. That first step looked a little wobbly, but I couldn't
For a
tell.
drink on me. I'll tell you what.
No, maybe
If
not.
you're lucky, I might tell you who blew the horn of the lair.
So Matt
Oh my gosh. No. So good.
It's so good. And also Tom has the correct reaction to seeing Matt. And I love that Matt's response is like, "Oh, it's that you don't remember me." And Tom is like, "No, I know who you are. I'm not doing this."
I'll never forget you, bro.
By the way, we can't use perennium because it sounds too close to Perrin. Is what. people are
Oh,
saying.
true. Thank you,
Nice
Chris.
try.
You're right. Good call.
By the
good
way,
call.
there's some disagreement. No limp. I think it's a limp. We're gonna
It's
have
Limp
to.
Gates.
It's limp gate.
Oh.
Yeah.
178 of you have voted on this one. Is the hat Thom is wearing going to become Matt's hat? 71% call it hat. Only 29% of you were touched by the hat taint. Yeah. Is there a limp or no limp?
That is the question.
And we'll say limp. Are we going limp ain't? There we go.
Let's do it.
This is the season of ain't, because they won't give us the taint. You know.
That's right.
I go hard in the paint. You know.
Limp or no limp, limp ain't. There's your next one here. The stuff between, we'll come back to Min and Nynaeve, but I want us to kind of stay focused on this Thom Mat section, because we're coming up to some fun stuff right here. And we'll have to, if we have time, come back to one of my other favorite scenes, which we'll get a little bit of right here.
Folk of the two rivers.
Like seeing the white cloaks all shadow rising-ish here.
I mean,
the screaming.
So your wool-headed friend is the bloody dragon reborn, and you're the blasted hornblower.
Bash no yatanot, not the exoy, not haisarai.
And you learned Old Tongue.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I suppose I have.
You boys are pulling at the pattern, or the pattern's pulling on you. Either way, what I said before holds. I don't want any part of it. Any part of it.
Tom, just wait. We could really use your help.
I'm not getting involved.
We were looking for an Aes Sedai called Leandrin.
Leandrin, Girali.
Yes.
You stay away from that one, boy. What is the daughter of Andor doing here?
Tom, you know who she is.
I was at a mother's court a long time ago.
Tom.
You shouldn't drink if you can't hold your liquor.
I'm not so drunk I can't see the daughter heir of bloody Andor before me.
You're a goat and fool if you think that the daughter heir of bloody Andor will be here with the likes of you.
Where in life's name have you been, you lazy chit?
Lazy? Who do you
Serves
think?
me right for hiring a drunk as an apprentice. Has she been doing her daughter heir Vandor bit again? Last time 2 men tried to ransom her. She took the money for herself, came back with enough coin to buy a boat, and then drank it all away. As she does.
A gleeman's apprentice. Then, have us a song.
Such a we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I love this comment. Poor Tom can't get away from tavern.
It's
a problem.
Do you remember the scene in The Great Hunt where Rand finds him in Cairhien? It had all of the vibes of that, of like, get the hell away from me. Don't come near me. You're going to mess up my life again. I just got away from you guys. Please don't drag me back into this.
Yeah. And then his face when he realizes he's like the daughter heir of, and he's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me here.
Yeah, it's so good. I like how she's like overacting it, and it's like so like out of place a bit that they're realizing it is a bit, they're kind of catching on because it's so over the top. It's like really, really good. Tom's coat is the pattern. I love Tom so much. And Carl said, so Elayne is always drunk. How do you feel about that, Kevin? Like the amount of, Elayne drinks in the show. Do you think it's on point?
I think I've only ever seen her in this entire show have one glass of wine, so I don't think she's drinking that much. I think I've only ever seen her have one cup, so I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, she can hold down her, one drink, but that's all she's having. Any good daughter heir is never going to have more than one cup, and no matter how pretty the guy that's filling it up is, or girl, or person.
Yeah.
She only has the one cup.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bit if anyone didn't catch on.
I didn't detect anything. No,
I'm very committed to my bits, just like Elayne. We never falter under any pressure.
Kevin gaslighting us again.
Yeah.
People appreciate that. Yeah. Laughs in wise one. I like that. Jeffrey's like, what are you talking about? She brewed booze in her room.
Meanwhile, one of the first scenes that we get of Elayne is her literally brewing alcohol in her room.
I know.
It's like, hey.
I love
So,
her
like,
so much.
she goes out and gets apples, and you're like, oh, I see.
Interesting.
She's sheltered, but she's not, and I think that's the right. I think that's why it works for me is that it's the right blend of like it's not like she's going out and she's making a fool of herself because she's so inexperienced. Like she knows how to handle a drink, but she's still wildly socially unaware in other aspects. So she's overacting. She's still putting herself in danger, and it has nothing to do with the fact that, you know, she knows her way around a bar.
Yeah.
Again, like seeing her on the boat.
Yes.
It was like she's like so into like what's happening. She wants to know the culture. She's not going to run into the problem they ran into. And I didn't even think about this. Remember they went to not Faldara, Falma. They went to Falm and like they got there and they're just like they were to be picked out of nowhere. Like it almost seems like she took that kind of personally. Like never again this is gonna happen. Like I knew better, and Nynaeve got me into trouble, and I'm never letting it happen again. I'm gonna make sure I fit in, and I know the culture, and I'm prepare. Like it so works for me. And so even when there's like drinking's part of it, more the sober, she can hold her liquor in a way that she can kind of still stick with the bit itself. So
Yeah.
182 of you voted on this. Limp or no limp? 66% are limp ain't. So yeah, I'm with you. Ain'ts in this one.
I'm not convinced yet. It could be there. Maybe he had a good day. But yet to be seen.
So you think we might see something here? Okay. We're now going to get on to this moment, which I think is this is again one of my favorites. So let's enjoy this.
The Hills of Tanchico.
The hills. Are you sure?
Do you know it? Or don't you, old man?
Old man, I do.
Go on then.
I didn't memorize the lyrics for nothing on the boat.
That's right.
I love Matt's face here. He's just like, this is not going to turn out well.
I'll tell you a tale of a lad of 20. A terror-born boy with coin aplenty. Looking for love and more's a pity. Now he's lost in the hills of Tanchico City. One's not enough and three's too many. And two bring a man to his steez. Hey! Hills of Tanchico.
Cameron's like, I know.
Oh my god. I love the moment of realization on Elayne's face where she's like, oh, okay, I'm in this now.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying about. Okay.
That moment of realization, if I had done the live reaction, you would have realized that I realized it at the exact same moment she did what the song was about. And then all I could think of was what's that? I think it's from Total Recall. You make me wish I had 3 hands or something like that. I don't know. When the alien has 3 tits. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said tits.
Yeah. From it was Total Recall, right? Right.
Yeah. Total Recall, right?
I think so. One's
I'm
not
trying to
enough,
find
and three's too
plenty?
too many or something.
Too many or something? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking for where is this? There was there it is. Okay. There was a relevant tweet from our good friend and all around book geek and book expert That's right. Sarah Nakamura posted today and said, on my Wheel of Time wish list, I told the writer's room that at some point we must see one of our characters singing a body song on a table. Everyone asked me what a body song was. so I gave a little shimmy and said, you guys, a body song, kind of like a dirty sea shanty. Thus, the Hills of Tanchico was born. The best week in the writer's room ever. So yes, raise your mugs, everybody. Cheers to Sarah Nakamura and bringing us the body song to the show here.
I'm forever in your debt, Sarah. I owe you a drink. If you're at JordanCon, Sarah, find me. I'll get you a drink. I owe you one. 2, actually. I think 2.
Yeah, and obviously thank you to Raymond Park and Nikhil Koprakar. We're definitely we're gonna have Nikhil on next week is the goal. It'd be part of one of our 3 shows. We'll figure out which one that is going to be. We'll tell you later. But yes, Taishar Nakamura, and cheers to Sarah. Yes, and Raimi, I love this one from Brian. Raimi knocks it out of the park. That's right.
Every time. Every time.
RJ is smiling at the hills from behind.
I was gonna say, what a strangely touching tribute to Robert Jordan. He would have loved this.
100%.
Down to everyone in the bar is just like
so good. It's so good.
Yeah. No, so much fun. So much fun. Yeah, so I agree. I hope that is the case out there. But yes, detail disoriented. Knockers it out of the park. I'm actually kind of disappointed in Brian. I'm disappointed, Brian. I feel
get
like
good,
missed
Brian.
one.
Come on, man.
Elfwitch, thank you very much. RJ loved a good song about boobies. There you go.
I mean, of course. Yeah.
1 not enough, and 3 is too many, is what the Kevin.
Sorry.
Karen said, finally,
Come
breasts
on,
get some
Kevin.
attention. RJ would be so proud. Yes.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank goodness we're finally,
we're finally.
Do you think
we're
Robert
finally
Jordan would be
connected.
proud if I, made a montage scene of like Trolloc chests to that song? I don't know if he would. I think he'd be into that. I'll add it to
I think you have to do it now. It's out there
on
now, Kevin.
It's on my comedy to-do list.
Here's a Rant Almore just sent me this image here. This is great here. He told stories, Mara and the 3 Foolish Kings, and how Goodwife Carol cured her husband of snoring, and the boy who could fly, and he played the harp and the flute and sang the road to Dun Aran, and the dancing lass, and the wind that shakes the willow, and the hills of Camelin.
Nice.
And Hills
Very
of Camelin,
nice.
there you go. That works for the daughter heir of Andor singing it.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Well done. RJ loved Hills. Yes.
Big fan.
Big fan.
Crossing my arms under those hills right now.
So yes, this continues going on. We had to jump back in here. Let's follow more of the scene. It's fantastic.
How's that for the daughter heir of Andor?
I think I missed that. I think I missed the whole. That's my friend.
That's my friend up there.
Yeah.
We need a good
Matt is
Kevin.
that friend.
We need a good Kevin. That's my friend.
Yeah.
This is everything I knew the Tanchico plot could be. It is the sitcom of the Wheel of Time universe.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
True.
Dana Lou is so right. Kevin Angus, I hope you make it to WatCon this year to sing that song with us. I can't imagine like WatCon. This song, I mean, I imagine at JordanCon, there's so many fans at JordanCon. I imagine we'll be singing this one out in the lobby too.
Oh yeah,
that was that has to be the case, right? The Matt. Sorry, I'm like reading, trying to catch up here. That was Donald Finn singing at the end too.
In the second round, when we come back to that and they're doing an encore, Donald is singing in that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so
Yeah.
oh, this is when they. I like that. This is when they come in, and Min is just like, what the hell is happening? This is awesome. I don't mean that. She's just like, awesome. I'm in. Like, it didn't take much. I do like how they're just kind of like... Hey, Brian! Fireworks!
Uh-huh.
What happened to Subtle?
I assure you I was blending in.
And this is Thom, Merrilin, old friend.
Friend?
Oh, well, yeah, he just saved Elayne from the pointy side of the blade.
I was blending in. Anyway, did you find anything?
Yeah. We know where Leandrin's staying. The old Lunok Manor. Apparently she painted the place red a few weeks back.
Of course, you never know who's watching. So, my favorite part of that, obviously them coming in is great, and Min dancing there, Mat singing along, but like the fact that the Grudge squad grew by one. Now there's 5 of them. 5 of them have a grudge against Leandrin. It's just like, it's so good. Oh, did I miss this? Musu said, I love how Mat pays with Tom's purse. Did I miss that?
Is that the one he gives? That's funny.
Where is that at? Like, remind me the timestamp.
For the bracer. It's for the bracelet.
Oh, for the bracer. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got it.
He does.
I did think that he gave him a fat stack of cash. And
I was wondering about that.
Listen, sorry. I did not find your collar, but I found the bracelet like the picture you showed me.
Where did you get that?
You're working at the Lunoks?
No. My dad runs a shop down the old docks. He's always piling stuff up. Said one day, something would be worth something.
Yeah, well, today is your lucky day. Here, take this.
Oh, is that his?
Thank you.
Is that it? Oh my gosh, that's so great if that's his. Oh, it is.
Two collars as well.
Being such an expert in Terrebonne history, I'm surprised you don't know about the Shackle Man of Tanchico.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I totally missed that. I'm sorry.
He has like both of them, and he's like, oh nope, this one.
Yeah, we're giving him Tom's. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this again. I haven't looked this up, but yeah, I think Brian mentioned this just recently. The lyrics from the body song "The Black Aja" makes Amathera sing in Teleronriad. My breasts are round and my hips are too. Sorry, like now I can't like read the full thing here. I can flatten a whole ship's crew. Okay, that's hilarious.
What a line!
It does not surprise me. Raimi, like, and think the writers this season, like, just dropping these kind of like little kind of touches from the books, so good. But yes, Mat paying with his purse is amazing. I'm sorry.
It's those tiny.
Of course he did.
The miniest thing that didn't have to be there. It would have been inconsequential if he paid with his own pouch. He could have given Tom the pouch back already, but he didn't. He paid with Tom's pouch, and it's a funnier moment because of it.
Yeah.
Is Mat actually sorry? That's the poll, everybody.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, so good. Christopher Cottingham said, "Sorry, Tom, you got no cash. You have to stay with us now." Exactly. Taviran Luck brought the bracelet. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I was saying. Yeah,
certainly. Yeah, you brought that up earlier. The idea that the Taviran aspect of that, but I also, again, like, if it's his luck with the coin and then this Taviran kind of pulling people to him, I love it. Yeah, it's a fun one. We do see one of the Black Aja here. We get that whole moment that's just gross with Moghedien. I don't need to watch Moghedien do that to her again. So those are obviously like two of the highlight moments. Would you out there? Would you? Well, I'm gonna ask you two because we already have a poll going. So, are we? Otherwise, I'd poll everybody. Do you want to go towards the two rivers, or do you want to go towards the end in the Aiel waste?
Oh boy. I want to put off talking about the end at the
Okay.
Aiel waste because
Okay. It's gonna feel like, yeah,
it's a lot.
it is a lot. Oh yeah. So I heard this a lot. I'm curious. I feel like this is going to be somewhat controversial. And let me just remind everybody, we should go full book spoilers. Sorry, I totally forgot. For those of you that are here, we're going to jump to full book spoilers. Again, we're not going to go out of our way to, tell the entire plot, but if it's relevant to something that comes up, we might. And so just know that we're going to be full book spoilers. In chat also, you'll be able to go full book spoilers. And when I say full book spoilers, I don't mean all the way through episode 7 too. It's full book. It's the show through 6, but the book series, full book series. So please don't bring up things you saw in the preview for 7. We'll talk about that next week. We just like to kind of keep this week talking about this episode. But yes, and please remember this. In chat, we try to make this a fun place for us all to be. And it's not that you can't be like, yeah, I didn't like this part, or, this one didn't hit for me, or whatever it is. Just don't make chat your personal kind of axe to grind, because we're going to talk about something that, it's totally fine to not like this part. I kind of was like, I don't know. Do we have to, is there a different way they could have done this moment? But I want to bring this to you, Kat. Do you know what I'm going to ask?
I know what you're going for.
The Faile of it all?
No, not Faile. Mat's sister's healing Alanna.
Oh, yes.
That wasn't even where I thought you were going with.
So
yes.
I know, but I saw a lot of this in chat last night, where it was just like, and then I saw a lot of chatter online today. Did that stop you in your tracks? Were you like, no, this just totally fits within kind of my concept of the world and how things work? Or were you kind of taken out of it in that moment where you're like, she's guiding them to heal 8 bolt wounds? How did you, what was your impression of that moment?
I kind of took it as because the show is really, really pressing on the fact that the Two Rivers is special. There is something special in the blood of the Two Rivers, and I think there's that sort of stubbornness, that sort of drivenness, that sort of perseverance aspect, but also there's this innate kind of power that runs through their families. And I think this is another sort of showing of that. We got Nynaeve in season 1, just casting mass cure wounds, basically. And she had she wasn't I guess she would have been blocked at that time, but she did that on instinct. She saw people around her were hurt and dying, and she did not want that to be the case. And so she made it not the case. And this completely tracks for me, honestly. The two girls have the benefit of having Alanna there to guide them. And so it's I think even more effective. I think it's just, I think the show is really making a point to say, the people from the Two Rivers, they are unique. They are not like everyone else. And I don't know, I like it. I like a little whimsy with my fantasy.
Sure,
I'm okay with that.
I mean, look, this is one of those conversations I like to have with fans of is it really set up that great that Rand just happens to be a sword, a blade master, and he can take on other blade masters a book in, and you're like, yeah, but lose Theron, and you're like, well, that's not exactly how that works, and neither at that point. The book has never shied away from stuff just happens, and you can do cool big stuff without having to have training to do it. So there are those moments where I'm like, but this one this one didn't bother me as much as as people brought this up. Is she somehow involved in this other than just telling it? Or they, Wilder healing is what I'm seeing here. But like it was quick, and in a moment of like, how else are they going to do this? Okay, they're setting up. What do I do agree with this? They're trying to set up this idea that she has hit upon something, and what Alana's hit upon is there's something, like you said, Kat, something going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the horn blower sounder, right? The dragon reborn is here. Like you have Nynaeve, who, to Egwene's chagrin, more powerful, you know, in the channeling. So like she's here, and she's going to find people. She's coming to find people that can channel, and so demonstrating like the importance of why she's here and who she's found. I can see them using this as like, yeah. So I'm gonna end this current vote. And again, I'm seeing lots of like back and forth. Max was like, what's the number? Call lines are open. If only if you know the number. Only if you know the magic number to call it. No, I'll post that. I'll post that number here shortly. 180 of you vote on this. Is Matt actually sorry? No. It is a live call-in talk show. It's just that no one thought to try to call in. It's not my fault. Like, if you know it's a live call-in talk show, maybe you should try calling in. So, by the way, there's already a caller.
Perfect. Excellent.
So, I'm going to say, did you like, Matt's sisters healing Alana? Yes, no, willing to, or I'll just say like still thinking. Yes, no, yeah. I'm curious. Kevin, did it strike you kind of like Wheel of Time? Like that's your Wheel of Time, right? Like these type of things happen. You have wilders that do amazing feats of one power weaving.
I think it's especially telling too because we always hear stories of like the first time, especially an inborn spark channeler channels, it's usually to save someone with healing. It's something that they use instinctively more than any other thing. Like that's how like when Nynaeve was breaking, when Egwene had the break bone, that was when her first knowledgeable instance of it was both in books and show. So I feel like healing is one of those things that like, because so much of the one power is intent and what you desire and what you want as the outcome, in addition to the technical aspects, of course, that healing is one of those things that when the need calls for it and the need is strong enough, it kind of does just happen. And multiple times, it in the show and in the books, where it didn't take me out in that moment. I do understand where people come from with that respect, but again, I think that from everything that I know from the show and the books, that it didn't take me out of the scene in any way, because I think it was almost like narratively they set it up like no one else can heal her except for a channeler, and then they show them channeling in the previous episode. You don't do that if you're not setting that up. And also clearly they have a modicum of control. They've done it at least a couple times. This isn't the first time they're doing it. So who's not to say that one of them got injured, they healed the other, and or vice versa. Anything like that. You can learn a basic healing weave. It might not have even been that effective, but it was basic enough to, sew the wound shut. So those are the things that happen in my head, as I'm actively watching. Whereas, someone else might be like, I didn't see the setup for this. It kind of feels like it's coming out of nowhere. So I understand that perspective, even if I don't necessarily approach it from that mentality. So for me, no, it didn't even bat an eyelash. But again, I'm just a guy.
There's plenty of instances in the Wheel of Time where you can just point to like, yeah, stuff like this does happen and stuff like this can happen. And we don't have a concept, like you said, was the first time that one of them channeled, was it actually in that cage, or have there been like, have there been times where they have channeled, it's just they've hidden it, have they already kind of like made it past, or these both, wilders that, survived, did they survive because of each other, right? Like, was there like a wilder and they, basically, healed each other, and someone brought up the fact that they're holding hands here. So we're going to watch the scene, and then I'll bring somebody, we're going to weave you into the conversation here. 3 of you have already called in. So, but here you go. Let's watch. It's a beautiful scene. So.
smooth sailing. Like knitting wool. Blood to blood. Bone to bone. Muscle to...
What I loved there is you had that kind of belief moment for Maxim, right? He's like, what are we even doing here? And he saw in that moment. And you do have, when they start channeling, it's a competent channeling. Like, it's purposeful. Like, they grab each other's hands and they both know how. She doesn't, she's explaining kind of like the process, but this feels like something that they've done before. It doesn't feel like when you watch it, like the first time they're doing that. So, also in tying it to knitting wool was really smart. I like that. They're using spirit, water, and earth. I'm not sure. I didn't track which colors they were.
I was watching.
Spirit, fire, and water.
It seemed. Go ahead.
It's usually air, water, and spirit for like the basic healing, like the field medicine waves. So I was actually looking for the colors too to see if they had all five, like Nynaeve does, in terms of like not knowing the basic field medicine ones, or just coming up with one that works, kind of basic, more or less. So.
And I agree. It is like Kay said, it's a gorgeous scene. But yes, sorry, go ahead, Kate. Kat, you were gonna say something.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's the impression that I got was this is absolutely something they have done. They have done this before. This is even the when that whole scene happened with Natty in the last episode, she seemed aware enough of what was happening to say, no, it's me. She knew enough to say that. And so she was at least somewhat aware of that kind of danger. And to put herself in the line of fire instead of the girls. And so I suspect that this has happened before. It's I don't know. It was very comforting. It was a very soothing scene, I think, because there's so much sadness in that room, I think, between the two girls and with Alana and Maxim, and there's like a little bit of hope that comes back. And so I'm willing to believe that this is I don't need any more explanation than what we've kind of gotten on screen. It's a really beautiful scene.
I'm going to somewhat agree with this comment from Jesus AW. This is the result of condensed storylines and the episode count 2 scenes of people channeling out of nowhere with the twins in Avienda. One made a bit more sense than the other, both rushed. What I mean by that is 8 episodes, like you can feel it. I do feel that with, it's like we are getting through. It's like when they were on the boat. Awesome scenes. But man, that was every scene. You got to make sure every word and every moment it's getting you to the next thing, and you're still having to kind of cut a lot of things, right? Like, yes, would we have liked another Aes Sedai here, right? Like the books have, right? And like, can you put as many people in scenes, and can you pay for that? And can you tell all their stories and include them? Like, there's a condensing here, which is like, do we have time for them to kind of set up this idea that they have, or is it like, look, people channel, and it seems clearly like they have channeled before, and how much of it's like you condensed it, and we understand, and we're moving on with Alana's alive. She came here looking for channelers, and she found some, and it's these 2 people who just lost their mother, because they channeled, right? And so, again, I do agree with that kind of sentiment of it. Like, we're condensing a lot of things, and so some of the nuance that we're hoping in every one of these scenes, I just don't think it's logistically possible. So I kind of like, for me, it's like, yeah, that was a good scene. I mean, Rand kills Ishii in all 3 books. Anyways, this works for me. Yes.
An excellent point.
241 of you have voted on this one in 8 minutes. I'm going to say this. That's the most votes we've had in 8 minutes. So a topic that you have commentary on. 61% said yes. Do you like Mat's sister's healing, Alana? 16% said no. 22% of you said still thinking. That's kind of, I mean, I'm seeing, that doesn't surprise me. It's kind of what I'm seeing out there. It's like, there are fans that this bothers more than others, but mostly not as bothersome. Maybe this isn't like 90% hate it, 10% like it kind of thing. So I should ask people, I just want to look. We're gonna return back to season 1 for a moment. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to. It's my show, so I get to do random stuff like this. I get to mention Lanfear 700 times. I get to. As compared to this moment, how much less or more did you like the horn being buried under the throne? I liked healing more than that. Liked healing less than that. About the same. There you go.
Oh my god!
Yes,
I forgot about that. I forgot about that a bit.
Sorry, I just that came to my mind, and I realized I can just pull people. That's what we do. We around here, we pull people. Okay. By the way, there's 4 callers. There's no chance I'm gonna let all 4 of you talk for the next 40 minutes about this topic. So I will. I'll bring you in if you're like dying to talk about it. We're gonna weave you into the conversation. We're gonna move on from this, and if you want to bring it back up, you certainly can. But we won't get to all of yours, and we're not gonna like sit here. I don't want to just again grind this to death. But I know that a lot of you called because you had a comment. So we'll bring you in. I'm probably gonna try to, if you're listening right now, I'm trying to move you through fast, like not do like 20-minute calls or anything. But that being said, here we go. Wild poll. Why would you bring back that pain? Okay.
It's our history. You have to deal with it.
Here we go. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hello, is this me? Am I on?
You were on. You were on.
Hello. Oh, great. This is Max.
Max!
I had offered
Welcome.
to call about this. I know we want to move on. I will address what we brought up about the throne. I just want to say the Borderlanders are perfectly capable of keeping a secret for 3,000 years. If we remember what they do with their big armies wandering around for the Dragon Reborn.
Sure.
In the later book. But I do want to continue on with the healing stuff, just because I think this is an example of the show actually doing something very deliberate in exploring what it means to be a channeler. Because what that means, right, is to like access this calmness in your center, to be able to be in this flow state, to be in the moment fully. And sometimes the less you know, the more easy it is to do that. So, you can be an intuitive channeler your whole life and never actually learn a whole lot of weaves that are complicated. But if you figured out in a moment of desperation, a weave that is complicated that you've come up with, and they've shown us this time and time again in this season, right? Naomi has basically invented compulsion just like Baron does in the books. Leandrin has invented a bullet weave just from being a scared child who wants to protect her own child. So I think there's something there. And I want to say that they're really deliberate about this, because I think that there's something about the visuals of the weaves, right? When we see professionals, as it were, folks who know what they're doing, who are, who could give you a step-by-step instructions to tie your shoes and are not just sort of doing it by force of habit or instinct and not thinking about it. They always do that, like they wrap their arms over each other and then extend one hand, right? And what we've seen in season 2, and then a lot in like, say, the cold open to this season, where all the yellow sitters were like the field medics, they do that and they wrap the weaves around first and then they heal. Whereas in this episode, we've seen it twice now, where people do intuitive healing and they don't do that. The Coffin Girls do it, and then at the end, Rand does it. And in both instances, it's as though the strands of the power are coming in from outside, and then they go directly into the body and mix together there. So I think what they're trying to show us is like a way that sometimes, you know, being in your head is your own worst enemy. Knowing what you're doing makes you trip over yourself. And so if you're trained enough, you know, you've developed maybe the most efficient way to do it, to get a body to sort of suture itself back together. Because remember, these are complicated weaves, but they're not Nynaeve's healing, right? This is not actual medical procedure. They're like stimulating the body to heal itself. At least according to my own memory of how that goes. And so I think we're seeing intuitive, and look at how Alanna doesn't actually tell them like the recipe for the weave, right? Alana's trying to get them to think, what do I want to accomplish? And then just get them to do it. In the same way that all channelers need to, at some point, sort of have this moment of, I'm just going to do it. Like Rima says, don't think about helping. Don't decide to help, just help. So I think there's maybe something there. And, you know, if you still have logistical problems with it, you still have logistical problems with it.
Right.
But I wonder if, like, does that resonate at all? Like, does it make a difference if you, like, are thinking about, like, that kind of thematic?
Yeah, no, to me at least, what you're saying makes sense. In other words, like what they've talked about, the story they're trying to tell and the moments that they're trying to focus on and the way they're focusing on talking about the things. Like, I think Dana Lou brought up this one, the Sail Mistress brings up, there's more than one way to be a channeler, right? And so yes, the idea of like how somebody can be taught or how this works is so individual for each one. But there seem to be some restrictions on that, right? And so Moraine and Nynaeve is like, why can't I do it this way? And, you know, how do I work through it? And, you know, people can create blocks, you know, and they can be the most powerful and they can't access it. And others without, you know, training at a school, but intuitively can understand the one power. And I like how they're bringing in or showing us both, like you're saying, there is training and it's real and you can be taught exactly how to do a weave. Like we know this from the books, right? You learn exactly like the other person how to do it that trains you, but that doesn't mean you can't accomplish the same thing differently in a different weave in a different way. And so there are so many ways to weave the solution or the thing that you're trying to. It's just that they're used to teaching it kind of by the books, and they're used to bringing people in and honing a certain type of skill in the White Tower that isn't the only way to do it. So no, I think at least that's, you know, as you're talking about it, like I can see them trying to kind of reflect on the magic system itself and how it's applied to individual people and creating this kind of individuality to it, where it's not just book learning, if you will, but it is part for others intuition, and that's how they accomplish the most, or it's something that they've come up with themselves and they're really, really good at it. Think of like an Androl, for example. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Kevin, Kat, thoughts on what Max said?
Yeah, I think it's funny. I think this is exactly what is tripping up Nynaeve right now. Because previously, prior to the end of season 1, yes, she was acting on instinct. It was intuition. She was thinking it was intent with her. She saw a problem and she was trying to solve it. And now she is very aware of how much power she has at her disposal. And she is also aware of how that power can go horribly wrong. And she is in her head. She is thinking so much about it that she's not acting on intuition. She's not acting on instinct anymore. And I think that's what she's slowly been trying to learn. And that's what we see a very visual representation of with the girls. It's, you know, they're healing. They want to heal, and so that is what they're doing.
Yeah, 100%. Max,
I think it's very thoughtful. It's a very thoughtful way you thought about it.
Yeah, gotten a lot of love in chat.
Well, thank you. I wanted to respond to what you were saying, Matt, that I think we have examples in the books too of times when when people, channelers from different cultures discover that the other culture has a different weave that accomplishes the same thing. I want to say this is true. I want to say it's maybe like, Catwain and Soralia have some moments like this, where they discover like, oh, I learned it this way. I could never actually try it that way because I'm so used to this. It feels like second nature. And I think like the second nature of it all is a big part of that too, that like people get stuck in their ways. And sometimes being not stuck in a way yet allows you to sort of actually do just exactly what you set out to do. And I love that the show is sort of like providing some very subtle ways to like leverage open these thoughts in people who want to dig deeper.
Yeah, no, 100%. Max, I have one important question to ask you though before you leave. How did you answer the question in the poll? Sure. As compared to this moment, how much less or more did you like the horn being buried under the throne?
I prefer this moment over the horn. Okay. But like I said, I got I got that little reason in my back pocket to think that Borderlanders can keep a secret as long as they want.
No, 100%.
But y'all know I'll always find a reason to justify something.
No, I appreciate it, man. Hey, thank you very much for calling in, and yes, we are going to move on, everybody, to another topic. Callers, we're going to bring you in and weave you into this conversation. And if you want to revisit this, you certainly can. And Max, have a good one. We'll see you back in chat, okay?
Good night.
Thanks, man. Care. See ya. Bye-bye. This poll needs to end. 10 minutes in, 217 voted. Oh 78% of you liked it more than that.
Hey.
No, Brian, remember, full book spoilers, everybody, right now, and in chat. It is, is that what you said? No books, no, it's full book spoilers right now in chat. We already moved on from that, but it is show through episode 6, and we can pin that up on the board here. So, I mean, I feel like it's time, unless you both disagree with me, to go to the end.
Yeah.
This feels like it. This feels like the moment. But as part of that end, I need to know, Kevin, how you felt about this scene right here. And let's watch a little bit of it here. Sorry. I thought it was there. There we go. We're going to see a little bit of the end of this when she sees the blood and she's like, oh, man. But the real bloodbath is about to begin. Sorry, it just worked. That look. Wow.
Egwene?
Thanks.
She's a... She's a Forsaken. Right.
I should have told you. I'm sorry.
Sorry for what exactly? For lying to me? For betraying my trust? Or for sleeping with a Forsaken? How could you be such a fool?
There's so much that you don't understand. About me, about all of this. I wish you could.
Understand. We came to the Waste to escape them. And this whole time, every night, you're with her. I came here.
He did not
for
deny
you.
that.
You met the wise ones, and you haven't given me a second thought.
That's not a good argument.
That's what you do. And that's what you've always done.
feel like he's going sideways in this argument right now.
Do you love her?
There she is. Bring it back.
Ad hominem. Personal attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's already happened then.
What's already happened?
Strawman fallacy.
Oh, the madness. This is where it goes off the rails for you, Egwene.
That's easier for you to swallow than believe that.
Like you had him.
Ooh.
You freaking
Had
had
to
him,
go
man.
there.
And then you went to the madness. Never call somebody insane in a relationship fight. No, that doesn't work.
We both know the truth, Egwene.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go.
You don't want me.
Mm-hmm.
Even back in the two rivers.
Ah, damn. This is not.
There was always
no.
something you wanted more.
Well, she's not
And
denying
even
that.
now,
No.
I am the Dragon Reborn.
That one.
I'm not enough.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. So, I love. Let's frame this as Brian said. Keep in mind, they're basically high school sweethearts. They aren't emotionally mature and don't know how to navigate difficult relationships. I'll be honest. I would say even people we think of as older and well beyond high school don't emotionally navigate these kind of relationships very well either. But yes, I think there's an aspect of that one where I'm like, oh man.
Oof.
Yeah, there's a point in everyone's life, and maybe if you're watching, maybe you haven't at this point, maybe you have, maybe it was a long time ago, maybe it was just the other day. I was at my stupidest when I was 20 years old. 20 to 22, I was dumb as hell. They're in that 20 to 22 range right now. They dumb as hell. I was stupid.
Oof. And like we've known this has been coming for a while now.
Yeah.
We have seen it coming. We have been watching a very slow car crash happening, unfolding before our eyes. And we saw them both trying desperately to cling to this one thing that's sort of, tethering them to their past, and a reminder of who they were, and just an unwillingness to let that go and move forward. And it's heartbreaking to see. It really is. It's really, really sad to see it. But it happened in the worst possible way. This is the worst possible way that they could have had this confrontation. It's the perfect storm of just all of their insecurities coming out and being leveled at each other. And it's a fantastic scene. It's so well done. Like Yasha and Madeline, like chef's kiss. So good, but heartbreaking to watch.
Kate keeps on saying there's another line that's important. We'll go watch that. Jenny Chan said, "I don't know why people want a good breakup. It's realistic." Yeah, exactly. Like this is this. I am dragon enough. Gosh,
I am
so
dragon
good.
enough.
Oh, Fesh, that's really good, man.
Amazing.
I am dragon enough is so, yeah, I agree. This is a great. It actually is really great. What's so shocking about it is how it like turns. Right, you're just in this moment, and it's kind of like this. I think we've all had this relationship moment where you're like, I don't know how we get from where we're at in this moment to the moment later where we're still okay, things are good, we're talking, we like each other. Like it seems like we're in a moment that's never going to end. For Rand and Egwene, they were lucky. They got attacked, and they don't have to like. they got an easy. Okay, not an easy out, right? They were just like, it's just like they did not have to do the hard work of like how do we end this moment? Because there's not a good ending. It's like now they're like really more empathetic to each other because of what's about to happen here. But wow, It's pretty brutal. I did rewind about 10 seconds. We'll continue watching this. We'll see if we can get to that one line, and then we'll kind of keep talking here. I'd like to continue hearing your thoughts here, Kevin and Kat.
I'll always respect that about you.
That look.
Did you know what she was doing to me this whole time?
It's always that moment in an argument where, like, all of a sudden something comes out of left field, and you're like, "What?
What are you talking about?"
Don't lie to me, Red. Don't lie to me.
Egwene? I don't know what you're talking about.
My dreams, where the Sultan tortured me. It was your Lanfear.
Oh, ouch! Your Lanfear.
It's been her this whole time.
I didn't know.
Ooh.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Let me see. I asked this poll, did you personally connect with this confrontation? 74% of you said yes. So
Yeah. We've all been there.
Well
We've
done.
been there,
Well done. Yeah. Yes, I did say this last night during the show. I was like, actually, it's my Lanfear, but whatever. From Dragon Nuff to Rogaine, this is where it starts.
Oh no.
Yeah. Piling trauma on Rand all at once feels canon.
Yeah, it's oof. It's I do love that he didn't, like, there was no questioning of whether or not what Egwene was telling him was true about Lanfear. She's saying it. He knows that it's true, and it's devastates. Like, it's poor Rand.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal. Amazing acting. Yeah, I thought it's just a really well done. I know there's some fans who have not liked this. I have said this too. I have very much disliked this Rand Egwene connection for a long time. It's not until this season where I was like, okay, I like it now. I like, it's kind of like that bit, like in comedy, where you're just like, no, but they just hold on to it, and it's that repetitive bit where you're like, okay, now it's funny. This is actually working.
Matt,
for me.
they call that the rule of threes, and the rule is, so by the third time, that should be you should be caught in at that point, and if you don't, the rule of three has a addendum that says if 3 doesn't work, do it 3,000 times. So it's either the rule of 3 or 3,000, and either one way or the other, it's going to work in the end. So
there you go.
Let me bring our next caller in before we talk about Samael and that very significant ending there. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Great Innkeeper, as always. I raise my glass. You.
Norm, sir, how you doing, man?
I am doing well, and of course, we've got to raise a glass to the Hills of Tanchico.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers. That's
Sir,
all I know is that Kira Coveney is not my new wife. I'm in love.
Kira Coveney is fine. I'm in love.
Hey, listen, that's my Elayne, all right?
Oh my gosh. Yes, sir. What was your comment that you made you either call in, or what have you changed your comment? What do you want to bring to the Dusty Wheel today?
Well, I'm of two schools of thought.
Okay.
I am loving how they brought in the storyline of Rand trying to bring back the little girl with the one power, which they borrowed from the Tyr storyline. I loved that scene. That was was quite cathartic with Rand. So I was digging on that. And I also loved the adaptation they did with Moghedien and Elayne and Nynaeve. That was quite good.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm kind of conflicted with
No, not in my Wheel of Time. No conflicts in my Wheel of Time. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know you're about to show it, but I'm conflicted with that whole Samael fight. That was kind of anticlimactic. It was kind of like taking a bath before you take a shower. It's like, why?
Okay, was this? I'm gonna ask this: was the Samael attack anticlimactic? I mean,
maybe the Polkabee was the Samael anticlimactic, because that would be the case in book and show, wouldn't it? I mean,
yeah.
That's what I love about that is like we're all going like true.
That's true.
That was a couple of
he had a
pieces
chance
for that battle. But I did like the Warhammer. That one power Warhammer was pretty tight. That was pretty cool. And the whole Avienda with her power spears, that was pretty tight too. I mean, the graphics, the graphics just, they raised it up about 3 notches on the special effects. So this season.
Can I say this, Norm? I don't believe the attack was anticlimactic as far as Samael and Rand. What I was surprised about was how small the attack was overall. Does that make sense? Like I much would have preferred like seeing an attack that spread across, like other, lands involved and moraines involved and like an attack that went on. And this is one of those you're like, surely they felt the same. Like you're thinking of people that like felt it like, it's like one of those, did they just run out of money, time? Did they get cut? Like that, like an attack that went on for minutes, if you will, in the show, like the minutes that they gave Lem to talk here, right? Like Rand and like seeing an attack that, where the loss was maybe more significant potentially. And then that moment with Rand at the end, for me, I think would have hit harder. I feel like it happened so quick and it ended so quick. That's where I was like, oh man, but the actual like attack by Samael and Rand, what happens afterwards, I so love the Rand response to Samael and what followed after. It's just the size of the attack just wasn't like, that's where I was like, oh man, I would have liked even more there. I don't know if the time, money, what happened there, but yeah, extras, people. Yeah, exactly. So that's my response.
Yeah, it just kind of felt like an afterthought, It's like, oh, wait a minute, we need to have the Forsaken attack here, is what it said in the script. And so they just had to throw something in there. After all of this, massive emotional stuff with Rand and Egwene, and then squeeze it in there somewhere with the I'm going to try to heal this girl. But
can I frame this in the books for you? Can I frame this in the books for you? Isn't Samael kind of like the Bilal of this moment? I'm just saying, like every one in the books, we don't get like, sometimes they're Forsaken, but they don't get a lot of time on screen, even in a book way. And they weren't ready for the counterattack and and we were. So yes, I agree with you. We always want more, I think, from it's Forsaken, but you've got to have the Forsaken. If this makes sense, we've gotten the opposite. We've gotten very competent, long living Forsaken on the screen, like they're involved in everything. We're getting like some, so them flipping to kind of like one Forsaken shows up and just gets, it's like doesn't get a lot of screen time to me. Is like, yeah, it's okay. Like our Forsaken are like that in the books too. So, I wasn't so bothered by it, but I know what you're saying, which is just like wanting more from that moment. I can agree with that. By the way, 174 of you have voted on this, and was the Samael attack anticlimactic? 38% said yes, 43% said no, still thinking about it. So it is, it's out there. People are kind of conflicted. Kat, were you going to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I was almost expecting a Bilal like end for Samael. That's kind of what I was expecting. And then when it didn't happen, I was like, oh, okay, well, cool, I guess. I wasn't particularly bothered by it. I think the actual end Rand's response was really that was the showstopper. That was the
Yes.
yeah, that was the what you were focused on, and so I'm willing to forgive sort of the condensed nature of it, and I think it's probably a combination of different things. Shorter seasons, yeah, I think there were several things going on, but Brand's reaction, it makes it kind of worth it, I think, for me.
I saw some questions out here. That was the Shido, correct? Do we know that was
I
the
would have
Shido?
assumed so, yeah. I haven't gotten
I
a chance to look
assumed.
yet, but yeah, I also assumed it.
Yeah.
Just because, why wouldn't it be them?
Yeah.
We only got Samael for one page of lines. Anyway, is Samael dead? Right? There's that. Like people think he's not dead. And so I'm going to end that. Norm, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you that. Do you think he's dead?
I thought we saw him unconscious underneath the rubble.
Yeah, you see him under the rubble. Right. Yeah.
Right. But here's my one question before I go, Matt, and I'll let you guys chat afterwards. There's a reason why they chose 8 Forsaken as opposed to 13. And with the argument that you're saying that, was he the Bilal of the Forsaken? Well, there's a reason why they cut Bilal. So if they're going to have the 8 that they chose, and of those 8, 4 of them have already been powerhouses in the show, having a moment, even having some sense of a backstory or something like that, where they had more than their 5 minutes of fame. And then for one of those 8, it feels like it was kind of wasted for me the way that he went out. So that's my quibble. If there's 8, you use those 8, and they gotta be her. Now, granted, I know in the books there's 13, and it does their thing. But with what their show that they're doing and their adaptation, you have that 8, and they're making the Forsaken as this massive pantheon of evil.
Yeah.
Yet,
but
he
are
went
they?
out
I mean,
kind of like a punk.
They had. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna refute your point. And that's how much I love you, man. Hey, sir, have a wonderful evening. Norm, it's awesome to see everybody. Please raise your glass for Norm. Cheers, my friend. It's never right when we have call-ins if I don't hear your voice. So thank you very much, sir, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Ty-shar, Matt.
Ty-shar, Norm. So, to Norm's point, and Max posted this. This is what Lanfear said. The boys couldn't execute a plan if they were under compulsion. I actually believe they cut it down to 8. And even then, we're not planning on giving every single Forsaken like a lot of time. Like,
I agree.
It's cutting it down to 8 and still having some people that are not going to get much because they're just not that good, right? Like they're already setting us up like we have 8, and guess what? The boys couldn't execute a plan if they were under compulsion. Robin seems like he's settled. Moghedien seems settled. Lanfear seems settled, and they're like, and Grendel and Semiraj are gonna like be part of this too. So, and there's like an 8 that we don't know yet, right? So, having Samael play the Bilal of this moment, and by the way, we don't know, right? So people are saying, well, he's still alive. So like, if you believe the Forsaken is still alive, okay, well, that doesn't mean all we know is this is the first moment of that. So. Kevin, thoughts on before we move on from Samael?
Just that Forsaken are not as easy to kill as we think that they are. So that's all I'll say.
Jen said, Rafe said there's a Forsaken controversy. Controversy? Is episode 8. All I can think is Sammy is not Asmodean. So yeah, something Rafe said, I think in the interview we did with him about that. Like he thought something would be controversial, but I didn't know that he said Forsaken. I don't know.
Yet another hot Forsaken. How dare you, Rafes?
Oh my gosh.
How dare you?
Man must be stopped.
I'm going to end this poll. Was the Samael attack anticlimactic? yeah, it again, split poll here. 37 yes, 40 something odd no. And like we've learned, yeah, the Forsaken are not as easily killed. So I don't want to keep you both here forever. I'm sure you have things to get to, but I do want to cover this last moment in the show. And if you do need to leave, let me know. And that's okay. Like if I kind of keep you guys longer than you can be here. But I think we have to watch this attack. And there's like a lot to kind of dig in and talk about here. Are you game for that, or do you either of you need to? Okay,
good.
Cool.
Go for it.
Good to go.
Because this is an amazing moment. By the way, we did not even dig into that argument between Egwene and Rand. That the back and forth, man. Like when they were just kind of going off the edge of just like being confronted with some truth that the other one's feeling, and just the way they took that in and acted, it was fantastic. So that in and of itself needs some dissection, but we will move forward with the attack and enjoy everyone. Samael's attempt. I love this, by the way. This made me feel like later on in the books when you have to unbox this. Oh man, that I can't remember. I just remember being like, "Wow."
There's so much that happens in that short amount of time. Like Egwene just shielding, like shielding and blasting the spears, the flaming spears with Avienda, and then of course, like I mean, Samael's power, like one power hammer, so cool. It's It's so cool. I love it so much. And I love that he is like, we've seen different Forsaken, and he is a blunt hammer. Quite literally, like he is a blunt hammer. That is the way that he navigates and the way that he attacks. And I love seeing it. It was so good.
Kevin, what kind of comes away like from this viewing of that moment?
There was a lack of subtlety to Samael that should be appreciated. I definitely echo that. And the back to instinctive weaves, the weaving a shield without looking at the shield. That's the first time we've seen anyone weave a shield that isn't looking at it. Like we haven't seen a feat of that nature, and it's a massive shield. Like that's bigger than the shield that Egwene used at the end of the last season. It's more effective in that regard. And I was like on the edge of my seat watching hearing those whispers, wondering, is this a Balefire moment, or is this how is this going to kind of come to a head? And I liked the direction it went, but yeah, it was just an impressive feat, and just visually, God, the weaves is just incredible. The taint.
Yeah, let's do it. What I love, like you're saying, is he's not even paying attention. His mind is like, I love that this isn't like a direct loose there and talking thing. Yep. This is more just like, how do I protect myself? And it's just like an intuition kind of where he's like learning. The weave is just like the subconscious, right? He's almost not even there, right? Mm-hmm. He's in another. It almost is like he's living another life in that moment, living another experience, and what's happening is just he's taking out Samael there. So I love that aspect where it's not like some direct, you just hear whispers, but it's like he's looking, he's distant. He's not present in that moment.
Fully detached, like fully like an out of body experience almost kind of situation.
Yeah. He's disassociated almost. Like I think just
that's the word.
Yeah. And just the way he's letting it flow, like letting the last of the weave flow through and the last of the taint too flow through his hand and sort of releasing it. Oh, so good.
Did we see, Max Silva said, did we see time slow down for Rand? I mean, there's like an effect there, like a lot more's happening for him in that moment. I think you could kind of like say that's kind of what's happening. So Flame in the Void, flow state. There you go. And yes, I mean, he's not even looking, because again, I think there's that like out of body kind of moment where it's he intuitively is saving himself and defeating. I mean, that feels like it's the beginning of that, like almost like the beginning of that disassociation of like he's gonna learn to save himself, but like disconnecting from the reality of what he's doing. I think
he's almost taking joy from it too. Like it's maybe joy is not the right word, but there's like a sense of satisfaction almost when he finishes and he realizes, like, not even realizes, but there's a sort of satisfied look that he gets at the end, which is really interesting too.
Yeah, because he resists, like he fights the temptation to channel all the time, is what he told Moraine. And when he does, it's not a submission. It's seizing. It's the fight. It's the fight. And it's almost like he's just finally relishing that he gets to use it. He gets to feel it. It gets to fill him up in the way that they always describe. It's disgusting but incredible. Like you can't let go, but you have to.
And they're capturing the seizing, right? They're capturing.
Yep.
All he's doing is riding up the wave right there, right? He's holding on to that, and it's happening around him while he holds on. Yeah. Kate said the audio description says the power is going through his hands like the sands of Ruidian.
Oh wow!
Oh, they're getting fancy with the
Nice.
descriptions. All right, a little artistic license. I can buy that.
Rocky said it's like the Eye of the World battle in a way. But still, this feels more disassociated than that. I'm looking at some of these. Follows perfectly from his earlier conversation with Moraine, Lord Dragon. Yeah. Who made the massive shield? I'm pretty sure that was him.
Oh yeah, that was, like, it had, it came from him.
I don't have any doubt that was him, but
I
can see, like, but again, I love theories. So if you're like, actually, that was somebody else, and we know that Egwene, from a shield perspective,
she has a shield talent. I would say she has a shield talent.
She's very adept at it. Yeah.
By the way, 187 of you are still here and voting. And how would you rate Samael's one power hammer? I asked. 38% 10-10 no notes. 36% of you are an 8 to 9. 16% are 6 to 7. 10% are 5 and under. Too much. I wonder if the 5 and unders are like, that was too Thor for me, it was Thor heavy or something. It's just like going back and watching it. I mean, shout out. We're going to watch it again, everybody, because that's what we're here to do. Shout out to the VFX team here. That is such a cool effect.
Yeah.
Everything, like the sound design here. The acting on Yorsh's part.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
A bit of a call forward too to how Ravine reacts to when he pops up in Andor and Caemlyn in book 5 as well. Like the lightning bolts is like his wards, they trigger that in that way. So
yeah, he seemed this is like, yeah, he's already so powerful. It'd be crazy when he gets Calendar. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like a blazing sun. Yes. A tainted blazing sun,
Yes.
I noticed in that one, he he's defending him, like the shield is up, and it's almost like his mind is going through like, how is he going to kill him? And then it's like shield comes down, death. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're waiting there for the shield for a while as you hear the whispers, and he's kind of like channeling and he's getting ready. And then it was like shield comes down and immediately struck by lightning. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. It starts up because of episode and you are live. Yes. Welcome, Eric. Good timing. We are live. So it's awesome to have you. And then there's one other piece of this. I'm going to bring in, from the caller standpoint, we'll see if we get to our last caller, if you want to hang on there, but there's 2 callers in line. We won't take any more calls than these 2. Let me bring in this next caller who's been waiting almost 50 minutes and, you know, must have something just... I love bringing a caller in this moment, and they're like, you guys actually covered everything that I... like, I was waiting for 49 minutes, and like you said everything, but I still wanted to stay on and say hi. So let's bring our next caller to the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hi, this is on Discord. I'm Wheel Weaver, and in this chat, I'm Invoked Dream Awakening.
Well, welcome. Welcome. Is this first time caller, or have you called before?
No, I've called a couple times in the past. First time this year.
First time this year. Okay. Well, welcome back. And what you spent a long time waiting, so I want to give you the floor here. Like, what was your comment? What did you want to talk about?
Okay, I have a couple things. I'll just start with what you just showed.
Okay.
First of all, I think it was really potent. You kind of touched on this, but the Rand saying, I'm the dragon reborn and I'm still not enough. I'll always respect you for that. Just the simple-mindedness of this simple sheep herder, like wanting that simple white life with a wife. And yet it really was never enough for Egwene. And just how intensely the build up over all of the seasons of developing their relationship, I think in a better way, really paid off in this moment. Like so many things were brought together in that moment to hit really hard. And that was like, powerful, you know?
100%. Yeah. His callback when he just walks her back through, like, even back in the 2 rivers, I was never enough. Like, it never mattered to you. You always wanted something more, and I respect you for that. That's so brutal. I'm trying to, like, I was like, this is the moments where you're like, can you imagine saying that to someone that you thought you loved? Like, hey, by the way, actually, I didn't think about that. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Lews Therin. So, like, put Lews Therin and Merrilin in that same moment and have Lews Therin say, I was never enough. And you always, I wanted to be enough, but I was never enough. And even though I was the dragon, I was never enough. Anyways, like, oh, shoot, that was really good. By the way, Raimi, if you wrote that in, I am like, I props, huge amount of props there. I know it's Lanfear related, but damn, that is good. So, anyways, sorry, go on.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to just really quickly, I coined the term a talent. So Mat's sisters were not twins in the book. And I think that they specifically did this because twins kind of already have superpowers in this world, and we already know that, and it's been studied, like their own language, all these things that they have. And so when they held hands right there, you get this idea that not only are they wilders, but they sort of potentially can have like a psychic ability to help each other out in the areas where they're lacking. So twin linking talent equals twinkling. They have a twinkling talent. So that's my one thing there.
I think it's important that you, by the way, you came on and you were holding on to the twinkling and you were going to bring it. And I respect that a lot. that you were like, I don't care how long this takes. I'm bringing twinkling to the forefront.
One more thing.
Okay.
One more thing, because the Hills of Tanchico was just so great, but I also kind of put in the chat the Hills of Tanchico line dance put the right heel in, put the right heel out, put the right heel in, and you shake it all about. You take those hills of Tanchico and you shake them all about, take a shot and let it all hang out.
Yeah, perfect.
So maybe that can be the like Hills of Tanchico line dance when we're singing the song.
Make it so.
I think somebody needs to. No, that's a Wat Idol song right there.
There you go.
There's going to be lots of Hills of Tanchico, I imagine, in Wat Idol, Wheel of Time Idol this year. So, hey, thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for waiting on this. And tell us before you let go, what was your favorite? You have to pick one favorite scene from episode 6. What would it be?
Oh my gosh. I did want to just ask if maybe I haven't really heard anyone reference this, but the Nynaeve and Min asking Nye if she was actually making a joke was really funny. But I think the Hills of Tanchico was my favorite.
Hills of Tanchico. Got it. Hey, thank you so much. And yeah, please do call in again. Loved hearing from you. I'm glad you gave us a call back.
Yeah, hopefully Discord sometime again.
Okay. We'll see you there. Bye bye. The hills under the dusty wheel. By the way, if you just called in, I could not catch I heard Will Weaver in Discord, but I could not catch your name in chat. Sometimes like my mic is just not like my earbuds. Did you catch the caller's name? If you're in chat right now, if you tell us like what your name was in chat, that's the one I missed. But I feel bad like trying to like sometimes like I'll be like say it again, and I can never hear it well enough through my earphones. Thank you. Invoke Dream Awakening.
You. There we go.
By the way, I'm reading it now going, yeah, there was no way I was going to get that. Like I was like, my brain was never going to be able to hear Invoke Dream Awakening. I was always going to like do something weird with that, like hearing that in my head. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for calling in. And I love, by the way, and it's turned, I've obviously, every time I mention Lanfear, everyone's always like, sure, Matt has an epiphany about Lanfear, which by the way, thank you, Matt Reeves, saying that was good. I still think while it was a Lanfear epiphany, I still think it was a fun epiphany. So yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, we have to see this moment, because this is the moment, like that was a cool moment, but then it's followed by, but if you go watch us do the live watch, I have to like shush everybody like 7 times. Like all of us live watchers, like, oh, here it is, it's coming, and I was like, shut up, I want to enjoy this moment, and like just everyone be quiet. So that's me preemptively telling you, be quiet, you two. Okay, shh. Okay, here we go. That look right there, the statuesque kind of just. And it's like he comes back into himself.
She was upstairs.
Oh, Sarah. Oh, Sarah.
Life is a dream from which we all must wake.
No. No. Breathe. Breathe.
You can't. She's dead. Death can't be healed.
I can do anything! What does the prophecy say? What does the prophecy say? I bring destruction. Consecration. Breathe, Lanfear. Breathe. Breathe! Lanfear, breathe!
Run. You can do this. Run.
Interesting. Oh man. Just like
boy.
Yeah, Kat, thoughts after watching that again?
I mean, I just remember watching it and thinking this is, I think, the start for Rand, for the Rand that we know sort of going forward as the series progresses. This is what kickstarts it. Similar, I think, to what happens in the book, although the circumstances and, are different, but I think it plays the same role. This is really what kickstarts it, and it's yeah, this is, I mean, this is also, I think, the first time that you see Egwene look afraid of Rand. She looks like she takes a step backward. She is afraid of Rand. Avienda does not, but Egwene does. And too, you can see sort of the almost truce, I guess, that Moraine and Rand have come to with this, because Avienda tries to speak to him, Egwene, and it doesn't get through, but Moraine is able to get through to Rand, and it's because they've experienced something that nobody else has, and they have that sort of, bond now. But it's hard. Yeah, I saw someone saying I kept forgetting to breathe. Like I the same with me. Like I realized I was holding my breath watching this. Yeah.
Steven said, I think this episode might be better than episode 4 for me. Wow. I did see a lot of I was surprised how many people like 4. I think it's just probably that Ruidian just hits but each one of these, like 5 and 6, there have just been moments like this. And this one in particular, this moment in Rand's journey is maybe not as monumentally integrated into the storyline, but for him, the way they adapted this in of his ability or his belief, right? And I'm the Dragon Reborn. I'm the Karakarn. I channel. I know how to do this, and I can do anything. That was, by the way, here is, if you haven't read this in the books in a while, I grabbed this quote. He would not listen. The power was in him. Kalendor blazed, and he was the power. He channeled directing flows into the child's body, searching, trying, fumbling. She lurched to her feet, arms and legs unnaturally rigid and jerky. Rand, you cannot do this. Not this. Breathe. She has to breathe. The girl's chest rose and fell. Heart has to beat. Blood already thick and dark oozed from the wound in her chest. Live, burn you. I didn't mean to be too late. Her eyes stared at him, filmed, lifeless. Tears trickled unheeded down his cheeks. She has to live. Heal her, Moraine. I don't know how. Heal her. Death cannot be healed, Rand. You are not the creator. Staring into those dead eyes, Rand slowly withdrew the flows. The body fell stiffly. The body. He threw back his head and howled, as wild as any Trolloc. Braided fire sizzled into the walls and ceiling as he lashed out in frustration and pain. Kevin, do you feel like they captured that moment in the book for you as a fan of the material too, in this moment?
Yeah, I think that they laid a good amount of groundwork to show why Rand is feels a kinship to her outside of what he experienced in Meridian, all the experience he has of that. The fact that she almost calls him back to who he was as a child. He was a young little kid just helping out on the farm, helping with the herding, and I think he just definitely saw himself a lot in her. And it's like she dies in a way representing the last death of his, innocence that he has left for himself. Any shred of that was just, that even if a shred did remain after the talk with Egwene, it doesn't now. Like that person is gone, and both the person he's holding and the person he was. So yeah, it's I think it accomplished a lot, and yeah, it was very impactful, especially with how light a lot of the episode was. It was a very light, like compared to episode 6 of last year, which had,
Yeah.
Elayne and Nynaeve sprinkled in there for some levity. There were some moments in there, and Matt and Rand, I think, meeting up, potential. I think that was a nice levity moment as well. So the more of that was in this episode, but I feel like it still hit a really hard emotional moment really well, and I think that's all you can really hope for.
Yeah, Raimi loves clearly writing those. Like, I mean, you think of how Egwene's, that pivotal moment for Egwene ends at the end of 6. For Rand here, remember that moment in season 2, episode 6. She has such that she finally pours the water, and then she hears, though, Randa leaves, and she hears the other one, the sitter, say, like, you lasted longer than all of us. And there's this kind of like uplifting moment for Egwene of like, I did. Here, like, there's no uplifting moment for Rand, right? Like, there's no, like, I didn't catch anything there. They weren't giving us, there was no like, there was no hope at the end of that moment for Rand. It was just pain and more pain, right? And the beginning of, and maybe that's that kind of like, no, this is the beginning of just more pain for Rand. This is not, there's no like uplifting moment for him at this time. Raimi wasn't like, there wasn't like a written thing like, and then he smiled. In fact, the smile is like, what do you call it? It's like a theater term. I can't remember. Anyways, like the smile is not a smile of happiness, right? It's, I just can't think of how to describe it.
I know I know what you're
So, man, what an end to that. He will destroy them. Yeah. I'm not sure this is even madness at the point, just despair, right?
Yeah.
And so it begins, right? That was the last we see of Happy Rand. I can, that was Rand's power that killed her. Yeah. The smile a grimace. Yes. A grimace is like more the word I was thinking. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. And then John was like, "I'm just glad Thom came back." Like, pull us out of that. Like, yeah, remember Tom's here.
Hey, Thom.
I planned this so well because I'm about to have to drop to this because I've got to go watch this episode with my partner for her first time. So yeah, I'm about to have to go through this all again.
Kevin, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. I again, what an episode to go through with you. I appreciate you just answering the call, man, and jumping on with us.
Anytime. The highs are highs and the lows are lows.
Right. What a time to step away. So have a good one, man. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Bye, Kevin.
And then it was just you and I, Kat. Do you need to also go, or you still have a little
I have a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah. Also, Innkeeper, if you're out there still and you want to join us, you certainly can. I threw you the link if you are just feeling like you want to jump in and say something. What I thought we'd do with these final moments of the show is there's stuff that's been touched on. There's such pivotal moments for some of these characters, right? That moment for Rand. You get that moment with Elayne and Nynaeve with Moghedien. You have this kind of cathartic Tanchico moment, but we really haven't covered. We haven't talked about Perrin and Faile.
We haven't talked about Perrin at all.
Like,
wow.
This Perrin and Faile moment, not as maybe like, I mean, what we just saw Rand go through, right? Like seeing what he just went through. It's like, man, how do you compare? But they're connecting these two, and and just like character work, right? There's not much going on. They're just sitting here. Looks like he's healing. And
physically and emotionally healing, because
Yeah.
Perrin, this is a big step for Perrin. He's come a long way since season 1.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch this, and then we'll take our last caller. I see Samantha in chats. Like we're gonna get there, I promise. We're just gonna watch this moment with Perrin and Faile, which is it's a great moment. I'm gonna put it up there, everybody. You're like, where is it? It's just because we.
Well.
There we go.
Those mountain herbs are strong. It's a special place, your 2 rivers.
Nice. Very nice. You never talk about where you're from.
No, I don't. From Sadeya. Military family. Both my parents were generals, and my brother and I were soldiers. My brother. You'd have liked him.
What happened to him?
My mother. I still can't believe it, really. She sat me down last year and told me she was a dark friend. Told me she was.
Okay, hold on a second. We have to stop there. So this is like, and people have brought this up. I was shocked with this reveal. Megan said, So I saw this comment, so I'm going to ask the poll. Did they do Deira Bashir dirty? And this isn't meant to be offensive, but there's a third option that you could choose from this poll. So I sometimes get into I remember this happening in season 1 where I was like, I've talked about the Wheel of Time online for over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And people were so upset about characters that we never talked about. I was like, and I'm not saying just and so I get it. People are like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And I'm just like, I'm not as emotionally connected to this change. And so Deira would never. I love it. We need a maybe. Yes, I choked on this Deira slander. No, she's not telling the truth. Oh, Debbie's going for okay.
This was my question too, is do we know is she being truthful here?
Okay. I by the way, this is what I like to say is the hopefulness of fandom. This is the maybe she's messing with him, and that would be so funny. They show up and she's like,
it's just surprise.
Is Faile still doing part truths? Why would she lie? Yes, that's again, I understand the kind of maybe there's but the poll is not shocking me because this is kind of what I saw happen there, but it does seem like 17% of you are with me a little bit I mean, okay. Why do you think let's reflect on this just from a stand back and take off our book reader glasses for a moment. Is there a reason why they would maybe make this choice? Why what do you feel I don't know if you've thought this through, what are they accomplishing with doing this,
I think they're trying to put Faile and Perrin on an even playing field in the sense of trauma.
Okay.
I think that's what they're attempting to do with this. I think it's too soon to know whether or not it's successful. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. I think that's what they're attempting to do because this is what prompts Perrin. I think this is what prompts Perrin to reveal what happens with his wife. And I think that is important for Perrin. because this is outside of his friends, she's the only person that he's told about this horrible, horrible thing that's happened to him in his past. And so I think it was important to give Perrin kind of a sounding board, someone who could kind of relate to what he's going through. Um, will it be effective? We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't. I I don't care either way. I'm gonna be completely honest. It's
Sure.
not.
No, it's okay.
I
It's okay.
respect.
Like, no, I mean, we all have our favorite characters, and we,
Yeah.
and some characters aren't as meaningful to us, so there's nothing to apologize for. Like, by the way, I saw a comment from Samantha. Samantha might have a comment about this topic, so let's. Oh, look who's here! Look who's here!
Hello.
You just decided to show up. Where have you been? Where have you been?
I was like, okay, I'll get out of bed. Okay. All right.
Let's bring our
that's
last
dedication.
our last caller into the show, and then Kat afterwards get your comments, and if you need to leave us, totally fine here. And let's welcome to the Dusty Wheel. How are you doing?
Pretty good. My call dropped like 3 times, so I guess it's good that I'm the last caller because this is what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Good timing. We just basically set the table here, and perfect timing brought you in. Yeah. So you heard kind of some of our initial, like, maybe Kat and I are not direct, like we're not as tied to this change.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. I did seem like in chat that maybe you feel differently. So yeah, I'm curious what you have to say.
I was in my feelings a lot last night, and I have a lot to say about Faile and what she means to me as a character.
Yeah.
I know she's a polarizing character, so I was expecting a fair amount of changes. And I do want to start out with like what I like about what they've changed.
Yeah.
With Faile, I think it's really smart that they aged her up. I like that they gave her a profession. And I'm even like cool with like the fact that her mother is in the military. I think that's cool. The dark friend angle, I think, is bad, specifically for Faile, because I think her entire arc in the books really centers around her mother almost as an inciting incident, right? Everything she does is against that, like, domesticity. It's a domesticity arc. And as someone who is married, is a wife, and grew up never really thinking they'd get married and do what, wifely things.
Yeah.
As a tomboy, I really resonate with the character of Faile and how she grows over, the course of the books, really settling into that life, redefining what service means and growing. That wifely season or, being second fiddle to Perrin is really just a season for her, as we know. But it's something she does grow into and come to appreciate. And that's really, I think, the heart of her character. Making her mother a dark friend kind of cuts that off to me. So I really don't like what they've done here. I know Faile's a polarizing character. I am disappointed with like the direction that they chose to take that in.
Yeah.
But what I wish they would have done is just make Zenobia the dark friend. Why does the mother have to be the dark friend?
That's true. It's true. Like, come on, pick Davram. Yeah. Like, no, it's a good point. Like what is the? I mean, could they have accomplished the same by just like you said? Because I think they made Faile into a soldier, right? Like
I think
was
so.
like my brother. It was like my brother and I were soldiers, right? So it's like I feel like they could have changed. Like, and so let me. If you don't mind me asking a question about this,
I can explain why I think that's a better theory.
Yeah, no, but why do you think that? Because I think that they could have just done the soldier change, right? And they could have maybe changed the arc in the way that whatever they're. But is there a rationale that you think in your head? You're like, why would they have chosen the dark friend thing? Like, what do you think they maybe have changed about her?
Oh, I think, like I said, the domesticity arc, I think with the social themes of the show, the modern sensibilities, I don't think people find it interesting. I don't think people find it interesting in the books. Having talked with many book readers,
Yeah.
but I, like I said, as someone who is a wife, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I also think they just wanted to make her a little bit more interesting, which I have an issue with because interesting people can come from normal families.
Sure.
They do the same thing with Matt too, right? Not a huge fan, but I think Tenobia is a better choice to make a dark friend. One, because it raises the stakes of what's going on in Saldea, especially with Mazrim time. And in the books, like Tenobia is a really important foil for Faile. Like she's everything that Faile doesn't want to be but must become, right? Like her future and her present. And like making like the Queen of Saldea a dark friend, making Faile have to flee Saldea without like warning her father, that like sets up something else for Faile to conquer so that she's not as much second fiddle to Perrin.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, it'd be interesting to hear. Like, there's all those ones where I'm like, oh man, I would love to get the writers, like sit them down and go, like, don't leave us hanging on this idea of like a change. Give us some insight. And I know my guess would be they're like, watch and find out, whatever. Right? Like I get like having to. It's similar to like when Jordan. It's like the first two books where you're like, can you explain exactly why you made this choice? And he's like, well, you'll have to wait. And so, yeah, I kind of wonder, I guess maybe my thought process here is I didn't like the change with Rand and Egwene, but I'm liking it now, like 2 seasons later, right? So I do wonder, and this is, like, can you get, Ashlyn said, can you get Rafe back? Yeah, this is a good one. Someone asks Sarah Nakamura. This is an interesting one for like a Rafe for the writers to kind of tackle, which is, what was the goal here? Like, and my guess is they wouldn't tell us from the sense of like you're saying, we don't really know exactly why, and why make this change and where they're going with her. And like you're saying, why not Tenobia, versus this character? Yeah. So no, I feel you like this is, I've said this many times, like when your favorite or characters that are really meaningful to you when they are changed in a way that you feel is significant to you, it can just feel like an out of body experience of just like, wait, this isn't the story that I was anticipating. And that story was actually meaningful to me. So I do appreciate you, like, by the way, calling back in a couple times to make sure we talked and you expressing that, because that gets lost sometimes, right? We're kind of like, hey, this was an amazing scene, or this was an amazing beat, or I love this about my character. And I think you're representing kind of like the other side of that from a fandom perspective, where we're like, but why did you have to do that? And I think you could have accomplished this better or in a different way without having to take away the thing that, or change the thing that actually made this a meaningful arc for me. So,
yeah. And one of the most poignant sections of the books for me is, as someone who has a complicated relationship with their mother, just Faile thinking about like, I hated all of those lessons from my mother, but they're actually coming in handy now. That's just really, really beautiful. And then lastly, I just do want to say, like, I love the casting of Faile and the acting with Marcus. I do wish there was more time for their relationship to grow. I think it feels a little bit rushed, but I also felt the same about Lan and Nynaeve, and I still grin like an idiot every time they're on screen. So I'll do the same with Perrin and Faile.
Yeah, they've I'll be honest, like, Perrin and Faile's relationship in the books is not one I really kind of like. It's Rand Min I really, really like in the books. Perrin and Faile not as much. But in the show, like just this episode, I was like, okay, I want this to succeed. I'm now in. So it's interesting, like when they pull us into a relationship that we're not as invested in as book readers, and how that's kind of changed, like our opinion or opinions of fans were like, okay, actually I can see what people like about these characters. Maybe it's a little bit different than what the book said. So that's all to tell you, like, hey, I'm there with you as like, I hope they get some more time, and I love to see this one kind of grow, and I'm digging the Perrin and Faile that they're putting on so far on the show. So Samantha, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate you sharing that opinion. And before I let you go, then I know that obviously that scene or that moment probably wasn't your favorite. Did you have a favorite moment of episode 6?
By far, Moghedien, Elayne, and Nynaeve. That was great. It was it gave me goosebumps in the books, and I thought it was great here.
Yeah, 100%. It's such a good moment. We dissected that for like the first 45 minutes tonight. So hey, thank you so much for calling in, and I hope to hear from you again.
Thanks.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Yeah, like who's that been for you, Kat, before we let you go? Like, who's like, has there been one where you're like, man, this just isn't, like, I really wanted them to do this character better or bring this character to life in a way that I understood them in the books. And they fundamentally kind of, I feel like they changed it in a way that I can see that they did it, and I don't hate the character, but it's just not the same for me.
And this isn't even necessarily a character that I liked a lot in the books, or that I loved necessarily, but
Yeah.
I think Thom for me,
Okay, yeah.
weirdly enough, he's the character I think that feels, there were moments that I really, really, really loved and appreciated Thom in the series, in the books. Later Thom, not so much, but earlier to mid Thom, I really, really dug him, or at least appreciated him, and he feels quite different to me.
Yeah.
Between the books and the show.
Yeah.
I can't decide whether or not that's a good or bad thing, to be completely honest with you. I'm not sure. There are moments where I'm like, oh, I really like what they're doing with this, and then other moments where I'm a little iffy. Part of that, I think, is we haven't gotten to see him very much. And so I think if we get like a good stretch of Thom being present in the story and being sort of woven into the story, that might change. But I think Thom is kind of that character for me where he hasn't quite hit yet.
Yeah, Thom is brought up a lot in that way. Depending on what you feel about Min is sometimes brought up that way. Depending on how much you loved Abel Cawthon.
I can't go back there. I can't.
Sorry. Sorry. I don't mean to laugh at people. Again, I hope
No.
I hope everyone feels this, which is I totally respect how important these books are to us. Totally respect how much they've impacted our lives. Like I have a history of that feeling, and it's woven through my life, and I still have to remind myself, like, yeah, it's fiction. Like I have real life, and this is like a fantasy story. So I hope it never leads us down the road of being like just overwhelmingly upset and angry, and we lash out in any irresponsible way, other than just be like I don't get it. It's okay. Like they did that person dirty, and I hope you go on and live your life, and you're happy, and you still have the books, and you have the book character, and you're okay. Well, Kat, thank you so much for being here. By the way, Queers of Time. Like, can you tell people where to find your podcast? Sorry, we haven't talked about that yet, but like,
that's okay.
If our mods can put your podcast link in the chat, and we can get this hopefully. I used to be like so on top of this stuff, but I'm going to say I'm going to try to remember to get it in the description of the video. I am going to try.
There's so much to remember these days. I completely get it.
It's like just trying to keep there. But yeah, like tell us about your podcast before you go and where people can find you.
Yeah, so you can find us on Blue Sky, where we have a Discord at Queers of Time. We're also on Tumblr and Instagram, also at Queers of Time. We are currently talking about the episodes. We're doing episode reviews, and we keep it nice and split up. So show only part, and then book spoiler bonanza. So yeah, give us a follow, give us a listen. Be warned that the vibe is a little chaotic sometimes, but that's what makes it fun.
That makes it fun. No, it is a fun vibe, and you have a great crew over there, and I love it. Yeah. So definitely give them a follow. Go check them out. You won't be sad. You'll be happy. Like if you listen and you're not happy afterwards, I don't know what's wrong with you.
We don't know. That's out of our. It's out of our hands at that point.
Yes, it's not your fault. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's awesome to see you. I love that we got to dissect that scene with you, and have a wonderful evening. And hopefully, we'll see you back here at the Dusty Wheel.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Absolutely, we'll see you soon. You too.
Bye.
Bye. And then there were just the innkeepers. By the way, I appreciate thank you for the super chat earlier. Rant in the book. The song is called "The Hills of Camelin." Thank you very much. And Salvador Lorette Farinha. If the Ashaman had them, then Max would be in charge of the Brown Asha. That's a good one. Good yes, 100%. Let me jump back to live chat here. I asked this poll, did they do Dear Bashir dirty? 18 minutes ago, almost 250 of you voted on this. 60% said yes, 22% said no, 18% said who? Yeah, that feels like that feels good. So, sir, before we let everyone go, we did not listen to the whole Perrin and Faile. I love this one. I want us to listen through on this one. The other one's pretty fun too, but they've already released that. They released that clip originally, so let's finish watching this one, and we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Thoughts too. I knew that if I stayed and I didn't do it, I'd be dead. I'd always idolized her. I don't know. I guess I was worried that if I stayed, I might.
But you left.
That night. Join the hunt.
But your brother...
I never should have told him about her. He was brave. And good. I should have known he tried to stop her. She killed him. Her own son. I ran off and my brother paid the price.
I know the feeling.
You couldn't possibly.
This moment is funny because it almost seems like
my wife, Layla.
Oh, yes, that's right. Man, just ruined the moment.
The first time the Trollocs came, we hadn't fought anything off before, let alone monsters. I was trying to protect her. It was an accident, but it was me. That killed her.
She chose to fight. Did she fight well?
She did.
Don't take away her honor. Still mourning her so long. Take care of the living, right? I always think to myself that it still means something that I didn't swear the oaths.
Okay.
There's so much darkness in this wildfire.
That's so good, right?
But when I look at you, all I see is light.
I needed a wolf kind of call in that moment. Ooh! So, okay. It's clear that they're... So, you remember we talked... What'd you say?
People are in chat I didn't put the poll up.
I've been blaming you for the poll. It's so good. I love that they're not totally sure who does the
poll. They
polls.
never know. I mean, a lot of times they think they know.
I love the poll. If you missed it, go answer it. Did you even for a split second think Perrin was going to say his wife Layla was a dark friend? I love that 40% of you were honest. 60% of you are lying, but that's fine. No, that's no, not voting in this poll. Nope. Oh gosh, that's so funny. So one thought that came to me, and it's not doing anything with Lanfear, was they've talked about this idea of like, what's the journey towards becoming a dark friend, right?
Yeah.
You look at
With
Leandrin,
Dana.
you look at Elayne, like, and so now that it's almost like they're using like the Faile story of like, what's the journey of somebody who rejects that path, right? Like this is a path she could have chosen from a woman that she idolized, and she could have saved her brother, and she chose not to do that. And what does that even mean? And like she's dealing with the choice to not follow that path and the destruction that wrought on her family. And what Perrin said to her was like, when I see you, there's so much darkness, but to not choose darkness is to choose light. And that's what I see in you in this moment. So I get the choosing, but it had to be someone close enough to her to make it impactful in the idea of like, why was this such a big deal? And so I understand not liking the choice of Deira. I do, though, understand trying to tell a story about someone who rejected that path and what the impact of that path was, and bringing somebody like her into the life of Perrin, who is questioning his own connection to darkness or violence, right? And what path is he going to choose? And seeing in her the strength and resilience of making her choice and being unsure about it, but him seeing value in her, even though it was a tough choice. And so I think that reflection can happen where she sees strength and value in him, even though he's going through a really difficult, struggle of choosing his path. So anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the whole point here is right. The show is doing a much and a deeper kind of look into what it means to be a dark friend from like Dana, Lanfear, like Merrilin, right? Leandrin, but not just that, but like they take it a step further. It's like, what if your like family member is a dark friend, right? Like, how do you deal with that? And the relationship there, and how anyone could be a dark friend. So, I think like that whole aspect of, well, where does Faile go from here? Where she thought the person that she wanted to be, is a dark friend. Like, like how do you recover from that? Deal with the rejection of that. And it kind of helps with Perrin too. I mean, it is kind of like very funny, where not funny, but like, Faile's like, my mom's a dark friend and I got my brother killed, and Perrin's like, me, like, yeah, like,
the trauma bonding of that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You've obviously met my family then. Oh my gosh. This has been pointed out a couple times. Man, this arc is like seeing someone just devolve in, like, and I like how they've juxtaposed his arc with Perrin's, right?
Yeah,
it's the violence, right, against his, like, it's his father being killed by Perrin that's just taking him down, right? And Perrin can kind of have some empathy with this, which is Perrin killing his own wife, which was like also bringing him down into the depths of depression. Maybe Perrin's way of dealing with that depression was different, but so as much as Perrin hates this dude, he also, I think, can understand him. Like, you're a bad guy. And this is Perrin saying, yeah, but I did kill your dad. So right. Yeah, I didn't realize you were a bad guy. And he's looking at him like, you're the one that killed my father, right? Like, I didn't do what you just saw, but like, you are the one that, somebody make that man take a bath.
Right. I mean, how many words has Dain said in season 3? Like, he hasn't talked much.
Not
he's
much.
Just like that brooding, staring, like drinking Dain. And it's so well done.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, I did love seeing this though. Again, book-wise, it was so good to see this moment. Look at those dudes behind him. They look like some scary white cloaks, man.
Oh.
I think what happened?
Ran into some trouble with some Trollocs. Nothing we couldn't handle, of course. Now, I hear you're having some trouble with the kindly folk of the two rivers.
So evil. That's so evil. I tried to find the quote and I was so annoyed. I was looking for other cool quotes to connect. There's a quote that talks about the white cloaks around Pat and Faine and describes them, and I wanted to find that. So if anyone can find that quote and wants to send it to me, I'd love to include that in a future show. Yeah, but look at Dain, man. He's having a bad day.
He's had a bad bad year, really.
Bad year. That's true.
Yeah, since or whatever, maybe bad month. I don't know how long it's been since Falma. At least a month, right?
Yeah.
The other thing, I don't know if you like made the connection. People have made this connection that the people who were standing next to Faine, these are the same people. At least a couple of them. You know where the
really?
Trollocs are?
Oh,
Yeah, there's two people standing from the side. I was gonna try to put it together, and I just didn't get time. But so like just to confirm that, I think that you know the one person I don't know if there's a way. I think it's around 8-minute mark when he is. I think it's around the 8-minute mark.
8 minutes.
No, maybe it's 10 minutes.
No, it's gotta be a little bit further than that. Oh, there it is.
Oh no, it's more like 1440. Yeah. And the one theory I just saw.
Oh yeah, the dudes that were.
Yeah, on the left there. Yeah. Those two. And that I don't know if you saw I put this in Blue Sky. The woman who's standing there is a Dark Friend captain. Shyenne is the name in the credits.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. And that's someone who they're credited, and What Series had also reported this last year or 2 years ago, whatever. I saw a couple of theories, and it was something I thought of too myself. Like, could this be someone more than just it's a named Dark Friend, and this is like Millie Skane kills Lady Shyenne and takes on that persona.
Yeah.
But could this be Faile's mother? She's a Dark Friend and she's come hunting for Faile.
Oh, like is her mother gonna come after her? Oh,
right. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone speak to it in chat too. It's like, could they do that? Do they need to do that? Do they need to keep going with
I feel
this?
like that's too much, man. Or her mother sent an assassin to kill her?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
Just like, is this person Saldean? I guess that's like the
okay.
Like they don't have it doesn't have to be mom, right? But like, but yeah, if Shyenne if Faile's mother is Shyenne, it's not Dara, so they did not do Dara dirty.
Sent.
Right?
Do you agree? Okay, I'll throw that theory in there in chat. Was there? I feel like we covered the episode pretty good here.
I think the one thing it's around 37. Leandrin, I want to be a Forsaken.
Oh yeah.
Leandrin killing.
I feel like we talked about this.
Oh, did you? Okay.
No. Like I feel like over the seasons we've talked about this idea of
right, but this is like just confirmation of like.
Yeah.
Did I wake you?
But like the idea that like they're giving us this because this is
shielded.
This is basically how do they say this like
what are you doing?
It's a much more interesting story if you're getting like this. By the way, this is a crazy scene.
Yeah.
Do you think I can get these
again through the forehead? Through the forehead.
I know
right.
You found something. I was going to tell
you. And it's like she's learned this from Leandrin. So not from Leandrin, from Lanfear. How to be a Forsaken.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
How to disarm someone in a conversation like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did like the fact that they put it out there. Like, what is it? We kept asking.
We kept
saying what does Leandrin want, right? And now it's like Leandrin wants to be Forsaken. Like I like that. It's the fourth episode.
Chris is like, "Oh dear, that's a crazy retcon. You just missed it, man. We already talked about it." No, the this is that whole concept of like, you know, look at Taim and like not really just showing up and capable. Like we are seeing, again, showing us the pathway of something. Like, will it actually happen ever? But the idea that Leandrin has plans, and she's always had plans, you know.
Right.
When we talked to Kate Fleetwood, we asked her like, "What does Leandrin want?" And it's like, Kate's like, "I don't know how far you've seen, right?" Obviously, if we had seen up to this point, we would know the answer to that question. The Leandrin pieces are really, really good there too. We didn't talk too much about the intro. I don't really think we have to. This is always going to be adorable, right? Like
something like that.
We didn't really go into this, but people have talked about
this?
like.
Is this your shovel?
No,
You
that's
know.
my spear. I'm training to become
I
a
love
maiden. You cannot touch
This
it.
is actually my favorite
You
version.
dishonor
Like
me,
she,
Randolph
I
Thor.
like her in her maiden. Like I'm gonna become a maiden voice, and like, like I was like, yeah, sure, you're growing some squash, but you're gonna be a maiden.
Yeah. Everyone
You
needs to like do
will
that.
harvest my garden when they are ripe. Only then will your
totally.
total repay
By the way,
Randall Thor.
when he does this moment where he's like, "You're G, and I'll give you my toe," I was like, I don't know. I'm a wetlander.
You're like, I don't understand how this works. I still don't.
Like, I'm like, did they write this right? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I can't judge their adaptation of this moment because, like, I don't know. Like, I was like, sure, that seems to generally make some sense, I guess. So I'm kind of waiting for like Bane and Chiad to be like, yeah, this was totally good, and this makes so much sense to the Aiel because
for a wetlander like Rand, that was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for being here. Can you throw out a giveaway for everybody, sir? The last poll we have up here, just 100 votes. Theory and Assassin will be sent after Faile. Do you agree? 50-50 right now on that one. I'll end that poll. He was. I'm like reading some comments here. We're coming to the end. We actually kind of went for almost 3.5 hours today, kind of knocking some stuff out. That was a fun deep dive. It's weird to not have done the early morning show and to do the evening show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so do you want to trade for good? Is that how you're feeling? That's what I understood. You're like, yes, I totally want to be doing the early morning show, and Matt, you get to sleep and you can do this other stuff. Is that kind of where you're at?
I have whatever you want. No, really, I'm not even kidding. Like, really, I'm not. Like, yeah.
We were both.
Because I'll probably stay up anyways. Like, I'm not gonna go to sleep in the morning.
It is the weirdest thing for us both. Like hosting at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Like our brains are just like so like we're like, we should have an ability to talk about these things, and it's so much more difficult.
I think the biggest is like people want to be here right now and talk. Like I'm like
yeah.
If I like say let's all go to bed, everyone would be so happy.
Okay,
keep going through my head.
I do want to ask you this. Regardless if you've joined us for any of our live watches when it premieres, will you be joining us for episode 7 or episode 8 live watch in the coming weeks? Yes or no? And before you answer this poll and say no, I would pick one of those. Just like make it happen. Take some time off. Like call in sick. I don't know. It's like it is like, especially I think episode 8. That one's going to be like being there for the live premiere. You're not going to want the end of the story at the end of the season ruined for you because somebody online drops some information. Like, be here for episode 8. It's just going to be like, it's one of those moments like you won't have another episode 8 of a season 3 to join in for that live premiere watch. I get it. It's so hard to stay up. Both of us understand that. So
yeah, don't take like a week break to watch it like a week later. Like don't do that.
I know.
For a finale.
I totally understand. If people can't take work off, I totally appreciate that. But if you can take work off, please join us. We love it if you can be there. If you can't, that's why we like to come back and do these episodes later in the evening. We'll do the same thing on that one. So even if you can't, we can. I hope you had fun in these too, because these are a lot of fun too. So if you can, would love it. I avoid spoilers all day on Thursdays. I totally get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely here for 8. I want a season 4 green light. I wish it came out midnight Eastern. I know. Trust me, we all do.
Like any time that's not 2 a.m. to like 6 a.m.
Yeah, right.
Like
I took
any
PTO
other
for the
time.
finale. Nice. Oh man, Brianna, newborn twins here. There's no sleep. Oh, twins. The people that have twins are like I had a child. I had a child that did not sleep much. But when I think twins, that's tough, man.
Right.
So Taishar to your parents of twins and babies for sure.
Did you see Light Blind Fool's comment? It's a little kind of farther up.
No. What was it?
But it talks about toe, understanding toe. I don't know if this will help. I know this. No. Let me put it this way. I don't think this will help you understand it.
Rand should have asked Alcera to help him meet his toe, not offer to give his toe to her, but he's a wetlander. Okay, so it did sound off to me, but I'm a wetlander too, so.
Yeah.
Mark said, I will miss the shows next week due to the work, but I'll be back for the finale. Awesome.
All right.
I've really enjoyed taking this journey with you folks. Thank you very much, David. Yeah, I love having you all here. We try to, I hope you feel this. I do try to include you as on the screen and call you out. I don't nearly get all the comments. Sometimes they just don't work in the context of where the show's at. But I do try to kind of pull that in because I know I've been out there watching live streams and sometimes it's just like, you want to be in the mix of the conversation. And in chat, I hope you feel that. But we do our best to kind of also pull some comments and I really appreciate it. We love that. We love that. So only 2 episodes left. How will they fit everything in? I know. I'm going to try to get up early. I'm going to try, but I have to get up early with the kids. Totally get it. 8 a.m. in the UK. That's right. Yeah. Avia did say that it'd been pretty good for a wetlander. I agree.
Oh yeah, that is true. That was the official review. The official review that was given. Yeah.
I love doing the live watch with you all here, and then I get to rewatch it in the morning with my husband and have try and keep my cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I can't believe there's only. Yeah, I know. I'm there with you.
I saw someone said they just like finished watching and we're still here. Lillian Sedai.
Oh, where did I miss it?
How
far up there is it?
Not too far up.
Elfwood said, haven't made a live watch yet, but I want to. I have the next 2 Thursdays off. Yes. That's awesome.
Do it. Do it.
It's easy too because it's 6 p.m. my time. There you go.
Yes.
I booked days off for all the show days.
That is well done. Well done.
Yes. That's amazing. This episode packed so much in. Won't miss it for the world. 50 more shows to go. Amazing. We still have 2 episodes to savor together. I appreciate it. No greenlit season 4 yet. Not yet. Missed the first 2 hours, so now I get to rewind it. Start from the beginning. It's a fun dissection. I have a fun show tonight, guys.
So it was a lot of fun.
Hope you enjoy it. You'll go ahead and pick our winner, and let's get out of here and get back to our lives and posting fun images and rewatching. Go share with some friends. Go leave a review on IMDb. And let's just, like we say, enjoy the hell out of the end of the season. The other otter has won a Dusty Wheel swag. Congratulations.
Not that otter, the other otter.
The other otter. If you have one, reach out to us on Discord. Just look, again, link in the description. Click on that. Look for the Innkeeper. Hatch, just send me a note. All I need is your name. Hey, this is who I was, with your email address. And we will get those out soon, I promise. Honestly, probably not going to happen like in season. Like it's just there's just so much going on. It's hard to explain. My family is just like, this is like your full time. Like there's no free time right now. It's just.
It's like 2 more like weeks of this, and then it's Jordan Con.
And then it's Jordan Con. Yes.
Like it's so
after Jordan Con.
And it's like like sleep. Sure, like we'll sleep sometime.
It does not end.
It does not end. Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir, for jumping on last second. Thanks to our guests, Kevin and Kat. Really appreciate it. And let me end this poll here. 146 of you have voted. Will you be joining us for episode 7 or episode 8 live watch in the coming weeks? 80% were able to say yes. Well, it's awesome. Thank you very much for being part of it. We're all going to sleep through May. That's right. yeah, this was a lot of fun. Episode 6, well done, Remy Park.
Yes, amazing.
Like so much fun as we dissected it, and that moment between Rand and Egwene and having that lose Mirren thing, that one's gonna stick with me for a while. I love that connection. So
only you,
only me. That's right. Dusty Wheeler released the full interview without the bleeped out part. Which one?
Which one?
We have like so many interviews. We should totally do like an interview day next week where we just like watch all the interviews that we haven't released yet. Look, guys, it is so...
You're promising live streams.
No, just like next Wednesday. We'll like,
okay.
I think next Wednesday stream will like anything we haven't released by then. It's like we try to get them out there. We have to watch them and check them. I know.
Deliberate how to troll. I mean, how to not spoil.
We will eventually release what Yosha answered for the 3 words that describe the end of his season. But honestly, you're going to appreciate that we didn't.
Yeah, no.
You are going to appreciate that we didn't.
Yeah, I do.
The full Lanfear video is out there. That's
that
one
is definitely out there. Yeah.
Full Lanfear, the full
Maddie
one is out there.
The
full
has been out, yeah.
Kate Fleetwood one's out there. So, yeah. And otherwise, everybody, please do like this video. If you can do me a favor before you leave, once you see the video has ended, please leave a comment. We've just noticed like we don't get as much traction out there in the algorithm that is YouTube if people don't like continue interacting afterwards. It's just the way that YouTube works. Like. And maybe I should start opening, or can I open comments before the live stream begins?
Is that a thing?
I'll try doing that. Maybe that's a thing. But yeah, if you can leave a comment after this, you guys get to do like 40,000 messages in chat. YouTube doesn't care. But if you leave comments, in chat afterwards, like you can throw a comment on like what was your favorite part of episode 6, what was your favorite part of the show tonight, and leave questions there. We really do appreciate it. Again, you don't have to, but it helps just kind of make sure that other people, YouTube shares the video. If it's popular, people think that it's something to converse about. If there's no comments, YouTube is like, oh, this isn't interesting. I hate how they treat live streams, but that's just the way it is. So, yeah, I think I've seen live stream with comments on. We should probably start doing that so people can just come in and leave comments early.
Yeah, totally.
Zoe Robbins full is going to be interesting. 100% agree. I wish I could.
Don't.
Man.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. It's not our fault. At least 100 people have liked yet. Yes, there's 400 of you in here. Hopefully you do that. By the way, I did notice Instagram. Did it ever go live?
Oh,
it seemed like it kind of cut off.
I think it stopped this morning, and I feel like it might be
Are you
I
serious?
think it might be that.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know YouTube should care about like live chat. This doesn't. It doesn't care. It doesn't care at all. So, okay, that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for sticking around, and we will not be coming back on because we got to go to sleep. And now you're thinking maybe he's going to come back on, and now maybe I should, but am I tricking you? I know, it's really weird. With that note, as we sit out here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash the block. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is one
really
of the
well.
biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
sad. I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadow Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like
this
all
is
of a
not
sudden,
just
it's
a
like, wow.
traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
And
elements.
just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
probably I would say put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no.
of Tanchico. Hills of Tanchico. These hills will flatten the oceans through. These hills will make a man of you. The hills of Tanchico. The hills of Tanchico.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is
really well.
Scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm not wearing one.
I see Comey as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog. For the
it does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is
really
one
well.
of the biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm not wearing one.
I see Comey as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog. For the
it does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
What does the prophecy say? What does the prophecy say? I bring destruction. But also creation. Breathe.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is one
really
of the
well.
biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm not wearing one.
I see Comey as something along the lines of a Shida Haran analog. For the
it does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Perrin, like baby face, mounted on like a huge body.
No more than girls. And very trained. Strong though, both of you. You especially. You've blocked yourself. Why? I'm afraid of it. My power. All that power, I hate it, I think. Oh.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
Sad.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadow Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all of a
not
sudden,
just-
it's like,
You went right to kill it. Look at you, you're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like, this is
really well.
biggest
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
Sad.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadow Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all
This
of
is
a
not
sudden,
just
it's
a
like, wow.
traditional fantasy.
Shaq is not watching the Dusty Wheel. That's not happening.
I'm just leaving. I'm gonna leave that comment up the whole night. Like, that's so.
Make a new like ad for the show. With
Yeah.
that on there.
Yeah, without context. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the two rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm
Sad.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadow Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all
This
of
is
a
not
sudden,
just
it's
a
like, wow.
traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
And
elements.
just a
for
moment
those that are
ago,
kind of interested.
Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me, and
Probably, I would say, put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,